Okay, welcome back. And we are live in the YouTube as well. So, as you know, it is the day 2 of the International Conference on Business, Management, and Entrepreneurship. I welcome you all again into the day 2 of the session, and it's, of course, the final day of the International Conference. And today, there's going to be 14 papers presented here. Like yesterday, in the day 1, we had 18 papers presented. Today, we'll have 14 papers presented. And it looks like another great day of understanding, a great deal of research, and great deal of new work into it. So we're going to start. Please let us allow another 2 to 3 more minutes. I think few of the other candidates are joining in. So within the next 2-3 minutes, we're going to start our day 2 session. And of course, the session is going to be on management perspective and the entrepreneurship prospect tracks. So within just next 2 minutes, we are going to start the session. Okay, let us start with our day 2 session. So as a convener of the session, let me once again welcome you to the occasion. It's an immense pleasure and profound gratitude that I stand before you today as the convener to extend a warm welcome to this international conference, Day 2, ICBUME 2023. This conference is a testament to our commitment to fostering collaboration, innovation, and the exchange of knowledge in the ever-evolving fields of business, management, and entrepreneurship. I'm deeply honored to address this august gathering and to witness an convergence of the brilliant mind from around the world that you have joined in today as well in the Day 2 session. As we gather here in this bustling metropolis, we find ourselves at a critical juncture in the world of business management and entrepreneurship. Our world, our global landscape is evolving at an unprecedented pace, driven by technological advancement, shifting consumer preferences, and an ever-expanding interconnectivity. In such a dynamic environment, it is imperative that we come together to not only to understand the challenges at the hand, but also to explore the vast opportunities that lie ahead of us. This international conference serves as a beacon of knowledge, providing a platform for scholars and researchers and practitioners and students to engage in dialogue, share insight, and collaborate on the solution that can shape the future of the business world in the post-pandemic era. That is the part of our theme of the program. Ladies and gentlemen, as we embark onto this intellectual journey, let us not forget the importance of collaboration and the inclusivity. The diversity of perspectives, experiences, and backgrounds represented in this e-platform is our greatest asset. It is through open dialogue, respectful discourse, and the sharing of ideas that we can overcome challenges and seize opportunities. In closing, I would like to express...
Prof, the voice is breaking. Prof, the voice is breaking.
Okay.
The voice is breaking, Prof.
Are you able to hear now clearly, Prof?
Okay, now better, now better.
Okay, thank you. So in closing, I would like to express my sincere hope that this conference inspires you, challenges you, and leaves you with a renewed sense of purpose. Together, we have the power to shape the future of business, management, and entrepreneurship in ways that are innovative, sustainable, and resilient. With that note, I welcome you once again to the final day session of our international conference. And as like the previous day, we would like to start with a corporate video of Binary University.
Binary University was established in 1984. It's the oldest business school in Malaysia. The university actually is focused in management, IT and entrepreneurship education.
At Binary University, we believe in producing wholesome students. This means that we focus not only on the academic performance of students and academic activities, but also on non-academic activities.
Classes are very interactive, they're very related to what's going on in business and in industry. Students are able to interact with each other, get to know each other. Very often we put them into small groups, small clusters. Maybe if you've got a classroom of 20 students, you may have 4 groups of 5 students. So you may have 4 different case studies, all being analyzed and discussed.
Our university is good for 2 reasons. One is, of course, the academic part of the degrees that we provide is recognized internationally, and we are a specialized university. We produce graduates who are industry specialist professional graduates or ISP graduates. The industry specialization gives graduates a competitive advantage to work anywhere around the world in the industries they have chosen to specialize. And this is the reason why that Binary enjoys the highest graduate employability among all universities in Malaysia. We have 96% graduate employability compared to the national average of 75%.
Through this, I met many business people and entrepreneurs who shared their knowledge with me, and I learned many aspects of entrepreneurship from them.
The Asia Center of Entrepreneurship in Binary University has exposed me and my friends to the relevant people in the various industries who have shared with us their experiences, their successes, their failures and fears along their journey on entrepreneurship.
Okay, thank you very much for watching the corporate video. Of course, today's session, as I mentioned, it is on the management perspective and the entrepreneurship perspective track. And there will be 14 papers presented in this particular tracks today. To start with, I have my own paper. I'll request the panelists to allow me to present my paper. And there's a slight change amended on the title of my paper. The title of the paper is Evolving Entrepreneurial Leadership Amongst Service Sector of Selected Emerging Economies in Post-Pandemic Era, a Global Viewpoint. So I'll start sharing the screen. Okay. Is the screen visible, please? Panelists?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
But just wait for.
Okay. The title of the paper is Evolving Entrepreneurial Leadership Amongst Service Sector of Selected. Prof. Bipin, you cannot see me?
Yeah, now only I
Prof, I think your connectivity is not so
see
well.
you. Okay, now.
Now can, huh? Okay. Okay, thank you, Prof.
Yeah,
So-
service sector.
So the evolving entrepreneurial leadership among service sector of selected emerging economies in the post-pandemic era, the global viewpoint. Introduction. The COVID-19 pandemic has triggered significant changes in the business landscape worldwide, challenging conventional leadership paradigms and necessitating a new approach to entrepreneurial leadership. This qualitative research article aims to explore the evolving facets of the entrepreneurial leadership in the post-pandemic era, taking a global perspective. Drawing upon a diverse range of sources and perspectives, this article examines the impact of the pandemic on entrepreneurial leadership styles, skills, and behaviors. It also provides insight into the critical factors that enable entrepreneurial leaders to navigate the complexities of the post-pandemic world successfully. Background: entrepreneurial leadership characterized by the agility, risk-taking propensity, and innovation orientation. Dear participant, are you able to see me, please, and hear my voice?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, we can see.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Our dear panelists, Prof. Bipin, I think you have a network issue at your end because the others can see and hear it, Prof. Just allow me one moment to see Prof. Bipin, if he can hear me. I think Prof. Bipin has just logged out.
Prof. Asif is very clear. Your voice is
Very
very
clear.
Yes.
Yeah, very clear, and the images, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Nadia. Okay, welcome to the session.
Yes, we can see clear and
Okay, fine. So the entrepreneurship leadership, as I was saying, is being characterized by its agility, the risk-taking propensity, and the innovation orientation has proven instrumental in helping organizations not only survive, but thrive in turbulent times. As Heath et al. 2020 noted, the pandemic accelerated the need for leaders who can navigate uncertainty and effectively. The study also addresses the emergence of entrepreneurship within larger organizations, echoing and Tokok and Fish 2001 observation. By analyzing leadership style in times of crisis, considering factors like resilience and adaptability, the research aimed to provide actionable insight for leaders, organization, and the policymakers. The scope of the research. The scope of the qualitative research article Evolving Entrepreneurial Leadership Among Service Sector of Selected Emerging Economies in the Post-Pandemic Era, the global viewpoint, is to comprehensively explore the evolving facets of entrepreneurial leadership in the aftermath of the COVID-19 pandemic, while considering a global perspective among the service sector, which included education, hospitality, and professional service providers like accountants, law, and architect firms in the selected emerging economies. The emerging economies that were selected from the World Bank list of emerging country as per convenience for the study. Literature review. Evolving the role of entrepreneurial leadership. The pandemic has accelerated the need for entrepreneurial leaders who can adapt swiftly to changing circumstances and make bold decisions under uncertainty. Heath et al. 2020. The concept of entrepreneurship within the larger organization has gained prominence, emphasizing the importance of entrepreneurial leaders, fostering innovation from within. Literature review continues. The leadership style in times of crisis. Crisis leadership theories highlight the importance of transformational and adaptive leadership style during the turbulent period, Yoki 2002. Situational leadership theory suggests that effective leaders adjust their style according to specific needs and challenges faced by the organizations, as per Hersey and Blanchard, 1988. Finally, the resilience and adaptability literature. Entrepreneurial leaders must exhibit resilience in the face of adversity, displaying the ability to rebound and innovate after setbacks. Adaptability is a critical trait for entrepreneurial leaders as they must respond to rapid changing market dynamics and customer preferences. Now let's move on to the research objective and the question. This particular study of mine have only one research objective, which was to explore the evolving facets of entrepreneurial leadership in the post-pandemic era. The question is, what are the evolving facets of entrepreneurial leadership in the post-pandemic era? The research methodology. To achieve the research objective, a qualitative research methodology was adopted as a primary source in addition to secondary data, which were collected from different publishers' reports and academic articles. Data was collected through in-depth interview from 17 entrepreneurial leaders from service sector across 6 selected emerging economies. The selected economies were Bangladesh, India, Indonesia, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and China, as per the World Bank Report 2023. Open-ended online questionnaire allowed the participants to provide rich narrative regarding their experiences, challenges, and strategies as entrepreneurial leaders in the post-pandemic era. Thematic analysis was done on the basis of the responses provided by identifying several themes from the response. So that thematic analysis was done from 17 responses based on the saturation point of the sample for a qualitative research and highlights several key themes that emerge from the study. So the theme were adaptive leadership style. One prominent theme is the shift in leadership style in response to the pandemic. Entrepreneurial leaders have adapted by embracing more flexible and agile approaches. Resilience and innovation, another theme. Resilience is a central theme as leaders have shown remarkable capacity to withstand adversity and maintain their organization vitality. The pandemic has acted as a catalyst for innovation. The leaders leveraging challenges to drive creative solution and growth. The third theme was the entrepreneurship, the promotion of entrepreneurship within the larger organization as a recurring theme. And another theme that was highlighted was the global perspective. The study highlighted the significance of taking a global viewpoint when examining the entrepreneurial leadership. Leadership practices and challenges vary across the region due to cultural and contextual factors, emphasizing the importance of understanding these scenarios. Summary of the findings. Adaptive leadership style. Entrepreneurial leaders have adapted their leadership style to the volatile and uncertain post-pandemic environment. Another finding, the resilience and innovation. Successful entrepreneurial leaders have demonstrated a remarkable ability to bounce back from adversity and leverage it as the opportunity for innovation and growth. Entrepreneurship was our third main findings. Larger organizations have recognized the need for entrepreneurial leadership within their ranks, leading to the promotion of entrepreneurial culture and behavior. In the global perspective, the leadership practice and the challenges have varied across the region, emphasizing the need for a global viewpoint of understanding and evolving nature of entrepreneurial leadership. The implication of the study, the entrepreneurial leaders, insight into evolving leadership styles and strategies that can help leaders navigate uncertainty and drive organizational success in the post-pandemic era. Organizations, guidance on fostering entrepreneurship, building resilient teams, and creating a culture of innovation. The policymakers' viewpoint, information on the role of the entrepreneurial leadership in economic recovery and strategies to support entrepreneurial initiative. Finally, the recommendation of the study. Among the recommendations, to embrace adaptive leadership. The entrepreneurial leaders should recognize the value of the leadership into the business. Secondly, to foster a culture of resilience. Organizations should prioritize the development of resilience among their leaders and team. This can be achieved through training and through mentorship, for example. To promote the entrepreneurship. So larger organizations should consider the promoting entrepreneurship by empowering employees to take initiative and innovate within their roles. The global awareness, of course, leaders and organizations must acknowledge the importance of a global perspective, understanding the culture and contextual variation in leadership practices. And finally, networking and collaboration is so important these days that we are building strong networks and partnership, both locally and globally, can provide the entrepreneurial leaders with access to resources, expertise, and opportunities for growth. In conclusion, the article recommendation emphasized the importance of adaptability, resilience, and innovation in entrepreneurial leadership. By implementing these suggestions, leaders, organizations, and policymakers can thrive in the post-pandemic era and contribute to the economic recovery and sustainable growth. With that, I conclude my paper. So, Prof. Bipin, if you have any clarifications, you're most welcome to ask. Thank you so much. Prof, you have to unmute.
Prof, are you waiting for my
Yes, Prof.
comments?
Yes, Prof.
I missed you. I miss you a lot. So I have no right to comment on your presentation. No, because even now also it's still unstable. I'll try my best to. So my apologies to you.
Okay, Prof. Anyone from the participant have any clarification, anything to comment, please? I do welcome. one or two clarifications, please.
Professor, I was curious if any of the people you interviewed on the survey worked in the education sector, and if so, what insights they had.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. David. Yes, one of the sector was definitely education sector. And in the education sector, one of the things that has come up on the main finding was being a transactional leader, number one, and also in order to find out the innovation part of providing services. That is no more a conventional way of doing the things. The education service provider need to be also innovative, understanding the post-pandemic era, giving more emphasis to hybrid or online mode or any other mode that really makes the study more effective, flexible, and affordable. Because after the post-pandemic, there has been a lot of heat financially to afford education as well. For many students, we have seen around the globe that education has now become a second priority. First priority is survival. So for them, we have seen from the education sector entrepreneurial leaders feedback that they emphasize more onto innovation. That was the perspective.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, from Ms. Barnett, I see you are asking, clarifying the difference between entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship. Okay, thank you. Of course, entrepreneurship, we know who is the risk taker, who undertakes everything. He is the person who manages everything. As far as the intrapreneurship is concerned, entrepreneurs are the employees within an organization who takes an entrepreneurial attitude and works from taking their own initiative. So they are not the time-oriented people who works in the company. They are task-oriented people. That's why they are said to be entrepreneurial people. So he's not an entrepreneur, he's a full-time employee. But the entrepreneurial aspect makes the person feel that he owns the company and takes the initiative, do not wait for directives to be given. Takes the initiative and places to the board the alternative that can be done, rather than waiting for the top management to give them the alternatives. So those are the entrepreneurial type of people. And so within the organization, a lot of companies these days try to promote their people who has such a mindset and who would love to take the initiative and take the organization forward with an entrepreneurial skill, but with an entrepreneurial mindset.
Thank you, Prof. Well noted.
Most welcome. Okay, fine. Then that will be all for my presentation, with the stipulated time also being given to me. Okay. Now, all the way from Malaysia, I would like to move on to China. Our next paper presenter is talking about the construction of compliance management influences model in food manufacturing enterprise, the theory of planned behavior perspective, though there is a change in the title amendment. So over to you, Ding Gu Liang, for your presentation, please. You may start sharing, and Ding Gu Liang, please note you will have 10 minutes to make the presentation.
Yes, sir, Professor. I hear that. Nice to meet you, Professor Ashif and Professor Manevin. Nice to meet you, every student. First, my name is Ding Gu Liang. My paper title is The Construction of Compliance Management Influence Model in Food Manufacturing Enterprise, the theory of planned behavior perspective. First, I want to introduce my introduction. The food industry is a continuous and organized industrial system of economical activity, which many use products or semi-finished products from agriculture, especially animal husbandry, fostering of chemical industry as raw materials to manufacturing export on the process into food or semi-finished products. With the rapid development of industrialization, the modern food industry has also rapidly developed, and scope on the depth of food processing are consistently expanding. It also now becomes the world's largest manufacturing industry and the largest industry in China's manufacturing industry. So I focus the food industry. With research background, the paper background is food industry has played the important role in the Chinese economy. In 2021 years, the total profit of enterprise above decided size in the national food industry reached 680.71 billion yuan, up 5.5% year-on-year. Among them, the total profit of agriculture and sunlight food processing industry was 188.99 billion yuan, down 9.2% year-on-year. The total profit of food manufacturing industry was 165.35 billion yuan, down 1.1% year-on-year. Papers of research is the study is limited to the EPP theory, the offer which the theory income offered that predicts the compliance management, which is influenced by the knowledge, behavior, attitude, creates social responsibility, and legal regulatory environment in China. The research was limited to the China food industry, and finding may not be generalized to other countries or industry. This is my literature review. From the 100, we can see perceive the detailed behavior controlled monitoring effects in the theory of plant behavior or mental essence. From this, we can get the results that consists support for the monitoring efforts for PBC on the intention behavior relation across studies. Such the intentional behavior relation is larger and higher value of PBC. Second is on June 1, 2022 years. The theory on plant behavior of biogeography. Some actions may be internalized to the level of automation or recursiveness concessions. In the 2022 years, the robot can have in the title use the theory of land behavior to predict food safety behavior intention, a system review and method analysis, international general of hospital management. In that, we found the performance of actions to success in the actual achievement of such a objective has to be controlled. From this literature review, we know the theory behavior, the theory of behavior, plant behavior can predict the management is management My research object is first is to identify the factors which influence the management of inventory and the level of the food enterprise. Sixth is to construct a model of compliance management based on the TPP theory. The study employs an interpretive approach research. Research questions are first is what are the factors which influence the management, inflation and level of food enterprise? Second is what's a model of compliance management based on the TPP theory? First, the theory framework is theory on plant behavior. The behavior of a person affects the attitude towards behavior. Subject normal are determined by expectation and behavior of others. Perceived behavior control operate in place of perceived control. Integrate in belief of inhibiting factors, and the combination of attitude, learners, and perceived control provide intention that produce behavior. And when extra control do not exist, behavior control takes over. From the theory framework, we can see the attitude toward the behavior, subject normal perceived behavior control will formulate the plan. So the study use of knowledge, attitude, compliant social responsibility, legal review, culture, environment can influence the compliance management. Summary of finding. The results of study show that the factors of compliance management are highly effective of enrollment, the quantity of compliance management in the food enterprise. The results should that all these factors have substantial significant influence on the outcome of responses to the terms in the questionnaire. Contribution. This study aims to address the research gap by conducting a comprehensive environment evaluation of legal risk and compliance management practices in Chinese food complaint. The study will identify the minor legal risk faced by Chinese food compliance, analyze the country's complaint management practices, and environments that are effective in addressing legal risk. Recommendation is the study aims to address the research gap. Conclusion. The results show that all those factors have substantial and statistically significant influence on the outcome of response in the questionnaire. This is my paper. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the presentation, Dean Guo Ling. Okay, Prof. Vipin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Prof. The Ding Guo, are you in? Guo Liang.
Ding Guo Liang.
Yeah, Ding Guo Liang. Thank you for your presentation. Now, if you look at food industry is very important and food compliance is very important. So when you are talking about the theory of planned behavior, are you referring to the consumers or are you referring to the manufacturers or the producers?
manufacturing on the producer. Food
Producer.
company, I researched that the food manufacturing on the producer.
So, in other words, you are telling that the compliance is very important in the food industry. So this compliance means food safety. Am I right? Are you referring to food safety?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what is the planned behavior? So what is the planned behavior? Is it that the behavior must comply with the laws and regulation as set by the government?
Yes, of course.
Because of
First,
you-
so if you want,
So if you look at the what do you call the conceptual framework, if you look at the conceptual framework, you have 4 IVs, independent variables. Now, one of it is the attitude. Now, how come the attitude comes in this planned behavior?
Professor, because the attitude of the manager of the food enterprise, the enterprise, if attitude impress the compliance, the food company will be good at compliance management.
Okay, thank you. Back to you, Prof.
Thank you very much, Prof. And thank you very much,
Thank you.
King Julian, for the presentation on the model. Okay. So wish you all the best onwards with the publication of the paper. Thank you. Now, all the way from China, we move to Canada. A long flight distance from China to Canada, we move on. And welcome, Dr. Ramuzat from there. And it's very early morning, I guess, for you. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I'm so honored to be called Dr.
Yes.
Finally.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome here.
Okay, thanks
So
so
the
much.
paper to be presented titled Sustainable Digital Business Management and Entrepreneurship as an Integrated Dimension in the Post-Pandemic Era. So over to you, Doctor, for the presentation, and you will have around 10 minutes to make the presentation, followed by Q&A.
Yeah, once again, thank you, everyone. My name is Olawale Hamzat. The title of the paper is Sustainable Digital Business Management Entrepreneurship as an Integrated Dimension in the Post-Pandemic Era. I don't know if my presentation, is it visible? Can everybody see it, please?
It is visible. Maybe you can enlarge it a bit. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
And maximize it.
Okay, is it better? Okay, no.
Okay.
Too big. A
Too
bit.
big, bit less.
Okay, just nice.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so the introduction, in 2020, 2021, the COVID-19 pandemic came like a storm, resulting to scale up the technology changes and fueling digitalization in many parts of the world. During this period, businesses were continually seeking to leverage digital tools, platforms, and technologies to maintain uninterrupted operations. The rising digital wave during that period ushered in a plethora of opportunities for entrepreneurs to expand their markets. The adoption and usage of digital technologies were considered as one of the most promising transformations that brought about that pandemic. So the background, during that period, it was a lot of issues happened, but the aftermath of it was the most important thing. And it saw a lot of businesses adopting the element of Internet of Things and artificial intelligence. The challenge now remains how these elements can be sustained in the post-pandemic era. So having looked at this critically, the study now took a closer look at the utmost layer of the dimensions of digital businesses, management, entrepreneurship, with regards to the Internet of Things and artificial intelligence in the post-pandemic era, and how it can be sustained, because it's huge. Sustainability is key. So the scope of the research, because it was done in my home country, Nigeria, it was segmented to the southwestern region of Nigeria. So it was geographically done from different organizations and sectors. The service industries were looked into. So the study of scope only focused on the concept of the sustainability, digital business, management, and entrepreneurship in the post-pandemic area within the dimension of the Internet of Things and artificial intelligence, and how they can be sustained. The unit of analysis was 18 business owners, which were interviewed to reflect the overall situation of sustainability. Obviously, it comes with its own limitation. The literature review, which is to guide in a better understanding of the study, the concept of sustainability, digital business, management, and entrepreneurship of Internet of Things, and also the artificial intelligence. So a lot of literatures were looked into, which is the next slide. But for purpose of this presentation, I focus on 3 because of the limitation of space. So the first one is the one that was published in 2022 by Gandalini, and the top title is Sustainability Through Digital Transformation, and the findings were unleashing the potential of digital technology. Then another one done by Danta in 2021 was the continuity of the business, which depends strongly on digital capabilities. And the title is Digital Transformation and the COVID-19 Crisis, the continuity and the planning. And lastly, the one by Secondo in 2021, the threat or opportunity, because for every business, considering SWOT analysis, we look about the threats, we look at about opportunities. So there was a case study of digital enabled redesign of entrepreneurship education in COVID-19 emergencies. Okay, so based on that, there was the research objectives. I just have 2 research objectives. The first one is to examine how the concept of Internet of Things can be sustained in the post-pandemic era. And the second one is to determine how artificial intelligence can be sustained in the post-pandemic era. So the research questions, of course, were how will the concept of Internet of Things employed by entrepreneurs be sustained in the post-pandemic era? And lastly, how will artificial intelligence be sustained in the post-pandemic era? Research methodology. Qualitative research was adopted, and thematic analysis was used, and it was best suited to understand the views of the entrepreneurs and to obtain better insights. So based on due to business work schedule of entrepreneurs, obviously they are too busy, so time management is key factor. But they were the respondents, and of course it was limited and well designed, and semi-structured interviews were conducted. So data analysis. The interviews were conducted with the major stakeholders, who are the founders, the CEOs, presidents, MDs of the companies. Some of them are SMEs. Like I said, thematic analysis was used. 18 respondents were involved, and it was done up to saturation level, where there was no more information required at that point, or it won't change anything. So based on these, the summary of findings, 8 questions were developed as a result of the presentation of the study. 4 from Internet of Things and 4 from artificial intelligence by the entrepreneurs. And based on the findings, it revealed that COVID-19 pandemic has increased the digital transformation of major organizations, if not all. And also thus, digital technologies need to be reviewed, not just sparingly, but continually, to meet up with the social trends. Also, the technical capability of Internet of Things and AI will need to be tracked and monitored, because a lot of expertise is involved, so it's ongoing monitoring. The contribution. The study has made a reasonable contribution in the field of sustainability of digital business management and entrepreneurship in the post-pandemic era within the dimension of Internet of Things and artificial intelligence. It also provided validation of sustainable digital business management, entrepreneurship that will improve entrepreneurs' performance, but it's very key in the post-pandemic era. And if this is absorbed by them, it will improve their productivity significantly. So the recommendation, based on this, it was recommended that entrepreneurs who are yet to adopt the principles of digital technologies in promoting their products or services should implement it in their entrepreneurial activities to ensure productivity and growth of their business. And also, entrepreneurs should focus on training and retraining if need be, recruiting, retraining employees with artificial and technology. Consideration should also be given to the appropriate systems that ensure that infrastructure related to AI technology is important. Conclusion. Addressing the issues of sustainability, it was concluded that technology be integrated into the revitalization strategy in the post-pandemic era to ensure business continuity. Also, entrepreneurs should think about how to choose automation tasks and the degree of automation of each task to ensure its sustainability. And at the same time, they should consider how human intelligence can provide support in case of automation errors, because it's very key as a backup, like a plan B. So that ends my presentation. Thank you for listening, everyone.
Thank you very much for the presentation, Prof.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Alawale. The title is very interesting, but I feel that since your study is focused in Nigeria, it's only appropriate that you add the word Nigeria in the title of your study.
Okay.
Okay. Number two is, do you feel that there has been an issue on the digital application of digital in business, entrepreneurship, and management after the pandemic?
There will always be issues because before now, it depends on the environments. Considering my study, especially in Nigeria, there were issues. Lack of infrastructure, the technical expertise and ability to implement it. But after the post-pandemic era, there was awareness. Now, based on awareness and the issue of productivity, so they had to be proactive and look into it, obviously. So they are not there yet, but there are a lot of improvements and huge impacts, which has created great success.
Okay, my question is, they sailed through the pandemic. During the COVID-19, they switched from brick and mortar to using internet, digital business. If they can sail through that difficult times, do you think they will have difficulty after the post-pandemic?
Yes, it's a yes or no, because it's subjective, because it's a function of how did they see things. And it's the perspective too. Because being human, we see things differently, and that's why I say it's a function of the environment. Because a case study like Nigeria, resilience is important. So the way they approach things, yes, there are differences.
Now, but then see, now they have a wider perspective. They can use internet as well as physical. So they have a hybrid now. Business where they can use both the approaches. In fact, the business should be better than before pandemic, because before pandemic, the use of internet was not that, not that much. But after this, after the pandemic, they learned that the use of internet, IoT and AI are very useful in their business. So I think with the post-pandemic, they have a realization that business can be done online using internet, IoT and AI without having to have a proper brick and mortar shop. Correct?
Sure, true.
Yeah, okay. That's from me. Thank you, Doctor. I back to you, Prof.
Thank you very much, Prof. And thank you very much, Dr. Amuzad, for the presentation. And we look forward for its publication as well. Thank you very much. Take care.
Thank you.
And okay, before I go on to the next paper presenter in China, let me welcome our academic staffs who have joined us from Uzbekistan. Dr. Liana, welcome. Mr. Nasir, welcome. Mr. Irfan, welcome here. We welcome you at the International Conference platform. And of course, a happy Teachers' Day as it was yesterday in Uzbekistan to you all. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir.
Okay, most welcome. Now from Canada, we move on to China. Our next paper presenter is going to present on the influence of work motivation on turnover intention through the mediating role of job satisfaction by Meng Jing. Meng Jing, over to you. You may start sharing your screen and you will have 10 minutes to make the presentation.
Okay. I share the PPT.
You can just enlarge it. You can just enlarge it a bit, yeah, and then start.
Okay. Good afternoon, professor and researchers. I'm glad to, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm glad to attend the international conference, and this is my paper title, The Influence of Work Motivation on Turnover Intention Through the Mediated Role of Job Satisfaction. The introduction is about the turnover rate of high vocational graduates is much higher than that of other college graduates, with a new generation of employees like to be more actively invested in the company. Employee turnover has become a challenging issue and a key focus of human resource management. It also creates a lot of problems for management and organization. Turnover intention is a commentant of employee before the actual departure. Turnover intention is easy to predict and directly controlled by the individual. This study selected 400 high vocational graduates in Shandong province as the research object to explore the impact of work motivation and job satisfaction on turnover intention. Through structured questionnaire survey, PRS and Smart PRS software was used to analyze the merit data and structural model. About the background, the number of graduates of higher vocational college in Shandong province ranks first in the country in the past 5 years. Shandong province has a large number of high vocational graduates, but the turnover rate of vocational graduates is also relatively high. About 35% of high vocational graduates change one or two employers after working for half a year, and the turnover rate of vocational graduates in Shandong province has remained at 33% from 2016 to 2018. The employee rate of high vocational graduates in Shandong province in the past 3 years has reached 96%. However, after high vocational graduates successfully abandoned employment, there was a high turnover rate. The turnover rate of high vocational graduates reached nearly 40% after 1 year of employment, which was significantly higher than the employment rate of graduates with other degrees. The scope of the research, this study surveyed high vocational graduates in Shandong province who have graduated for 1 year. Max Research Institute shows that turnover rate of high vocational graduates 1 year after graduation is highest. And the results, high vocational graduates who graduate in Shandong province for 1 year That is, in 2019 was chosen as the research subject to investigate the influence of work motivation and job satisfaction on the turnover intention of Shandong Province high vocational graduates. The literature review is job satisfaction is defined as workers' sense of accomplishment and success at work. Job satisfaction has been acknowledged as a significant component is all occupational group's work life. Employees that are satisfied more likely to be assigned to their organization and have fewer intention to leave. Yang and Chen used the 663 Chinese practitioners as research objects. Randwa used the 300 scientists and research subjects. They discovered a substance negative associated between job satisfaction and the turnover intention. Han and Kuo Jiu found that job satisfaction as a moderate variable as an impact on turnover intention. Miao Shiyuan took the employee in China as the research object, applied regression analysis technology, and this covered that both intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation have a determining effect on the intention of a work. And then conduct a question analysis of 913 listeners and conduct that work motivation and job satisfaction are important influence facts. So based on the literature review, get a conceptual framework. Work motivation met by instinct motivation, intrinsic motivation, job satisfaction met by the external job satisfaction and internal job satisfaction. Turnover and intention also use the turnover intention scales. For the research objective is the first to determine the impact of work motivation on the turnover intention of high vocational graduates in Shandong Province. And the second to determine the impact of job satisfaction on turnover intention. And the third is to assess the impact of work motivation on turnover intention through the mediator role of job satisfaction of in Shandong Province. And also followed is the research question. The research methodology is that this study takes the high vocational graduates who have graduated for 1 year in Shandong Province as the research population. And based on the simple size, to make the simple size of this study is 400. This study used a stratified sampling strategy and special used the program distribution sampling method to select the sample. From July to August 2020, it took 6 weeks to distribute structural questionnaire to the 2019 Shandong high vocational graduates who have graduated for and worked for 1 year to conduct questionnaire surveys, use the questionnaire star online questionnaire system to distribute and collect questionnaire. And for the data analysis, use the SPSS 26 software to descriptive the structure analysis. From these 3 tables, we can see the high vocational graduates, the gender and employment status and the nature of the work units. And also use the Smart PLS 3 software to measure the measurement model analysis. From this table 4th, table 5th, and table 7th, and table 8th, and Canberra alpha is greater than the 0.7, and compressed reliability is greater than the 0.7, and we can see the get good measurement model, and also to use the smart PLS to the structure model. We can see from the table 9th and 10th, we get the summary of findings. And Motivation have no significant impact on turnover and retention, and the other three hypotheses is supported. This is the research is a further explanation and development of the research field on the relationship between work motivation and turnover intention. In this study, we found that motivation has no significant on the turnover intention. And also this study is an extension of research that has been done on job satisfaction as a mediator variable, which has shown to mediate the associate between work motivation and turnover intention in a Chinese environment. About the recommendations, in the terms of future research, we can first apply the PRS structural equation model to quantitative explore and study other factors that affect the turnover intention of high vocational graduates, as well as to analysis employment stability, work performance, and further research on job satisfaction and other usage. This will allow us to examine the turnover intention of high vocational graduates and determine other factors that affect it, to be able to better meet the urgent needs of enterprises and in Shandong province for talent in the transformation of new and old clinic engineering, and to provide corresponding constraint measurements and suggest on issue including stable employment and high performance of parts of high skilled talent represented by high vocational graduates. And the conclusion, this article selects 400 high vocational graduates in Shandong province as a research object based on PRS, a structured model of the factors affecting the turnover of vocational graduates is conducted. Through the structured analysis of PRS, it is found that the Merrill model has good reliability and validity, and strong model has good fit. Through the work fraction and model, it is conducted that work motivation has no significant influence on turnover intention. And the job satisfaction has a significant influence on turnover intention. Work motivation has a significant effect on turnover intention. Work motivation has a significant impact on turnover intention through job satisfaction as an intermediary and the hypothesis holds. That's all about my presentation, Professor.
Thank you very much, Ming, for the presentation.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Prof.
Thank you, Meng Zing.
Yeah.
The title is interesting, but your scope of study is only in Shandong province, and your respondents were only higher vocational graduates. Am I right?
Yes. Yes, focus on the research scope, focus on the Shandong province, and the structural questionnaire is sent to the high vocational graduates. Yes.
You chose higher vocational graduate because the turnover rate among them is the highest.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is the reason why you chose this. But have you identified the kinds of motivation that will mitigate the intention to leave? Have you, list down any kind of motivation that will mitigate the intention to leave in your article?
Yes, use the work motivation, use the an intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation.
No, actually, extrinsic motivation can be in the form of salary, conducive work environment, friendly management, all that. And intrinsic will be the satisfaction you get, the praise that is given by the manager that will make you feel happy in working. That I think you have not mentioned, because the keyword is motivation, correct? And then,
yes.
And then one more thing is, in your conceptual framework, you wrote job satisfaction as independent variable. Now, job satisfaction cannot be independent variable, because that is the job satisfaction arises because of some positive impact. Correct or not?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Use the MSQ questionnaire to test the intrinsic job satisfaction and the extrinsic of satisfaction.
No. What I mean is, when do you get job satisfaction?
Pardon?
When do you get the job satisfaction? When?
Yeah, the questionnaire is sent to the high vocational graduates who is also worker have the work and have not turned over from the employment.
I think
yeah.
you did not get my question.
Yeah.
My question is, when do you feel happy, satisfied? One, when your work is accomplished, when your colleagues are very friendly, when the environment is conducive, when the management is not doing micromanagement, very understanding, then you have job satisfaction. So job satisfaction is a receiving end. It's not giving, it's not independent. That is what I'm trying to say. Okay.
Okay.
That is from me, Prof. Thank you.
Prof. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you, Prof.
Jingmen, are you satisfied in your own job?
Are you satisfied?
Are you satisfied with your own job that you are doing?
Yeah. Yes. Satisfied with my own job.
What are the factors why you are satisfied?
Why are you satisfied?
When I accomplishments work, I feel the satisfied and get the salary. When get the salary, I satisfied, and I have the new communications with my friends. I get the satisfied also, and so on about the satisfied get from my work. I think.
So if you notice, these three things are extrinsic motivating factors.
Okay.
Extrinsic motivating factors which creates job satisfaction.
Oh.
Correct?
Okay.
Okay. Then. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Are you planning to change your job, Jingmen?
No, I just not to change my job, and we can also thinking about that. Okay,
So
thank
see,
you.
Your title, you're saying influencing of work motivation, turnover, intention. So the factors you mentioned, that means you are satisfied and you don't have any intention to change the job at the moment. So the turnover intention also cited from your own experience itself, right? So if the employees are satisfied, they have no intention to switch over, right?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Minishin, for the presentation. We'll hear you one more time towards the end of the day today. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you. Okay, so that is the end of that presentation. Now we move on from China to Bangladesh. Our next paper presenter is from Bangladesh, and the paper is titled as Unlocking Potential, the Smart Investment in Education Management for Future Success in Bangladesh by Principal Muhammad Shafiqul Alam Ela.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you very loud and clear. Please start. Thank you.
Welcome to International Conference on Business Management and Entrepreneurship, organized by Binary University of Malaysia. I am Shafiqul Alam Halal. My paper's title is Unlocking Potential, the Smart Investment in Education Management for Future Success in Bangladesh. My co-authors are Professor Dr. Uyu Haq and Professor Dr. Asif Mahbub Karim. Introduction. Bangladesh stands at a crucial juncture in its development journey, with education playing a pivotal role in shaping its future. This article delves into the significance of investing in education management in Bangladesh, highlighting how it can unlock the nation's potential and pave the way for future success. Bangladesh has made significant strides in improving access to education over the years. However, challenges such as high dropout rates, outdated curricula, and limited resources still persist. To address these issues and elevate the quality of education, a holistic approach to education management is required. Problem statement. Bangladesh, like many developing nations, faces significant challenges in its education sector that hinder its progress towards a prosperous future. As per the budget for the fiscal year 2022 to 23, only 1.83% of the country's GDP is allocated for education. Bangladesh boasts a literacy rate of 74.91%, but a report by UNICEF shows that only 34% of third graders in the country can read proficiently, and only 18% can do basic math. According to the Bangladesh Education Statistics 2021 report, there was a 6% decrease in secondary school completion rates for girls and a corresponding increase in dropout rates from 2020 to 2021. Research objectives: to explore the imperative of strategic investment in education management, to analyze the smart investment in education sector of Bangladesh. Research questions: how can the imperative of strategic investment in education management be explored? How does the smart investment in education sector of Bangladesh? Literature review. A good number of literature show the necessity of smart investment in education management, the importance of leadership and human resources capacity in the management of smart education. They also show curriculum as future-oriented, which aims at the formation of autonomous and responsible individuals who can thrive and flourish in the present and future world. Theoretical background. When considering the adoption of technology, theories such as the technology adoption model, theory of task technology fit, and actor network theory have been utilized. The technology adoption model was introduced by Fred Davis in 1986. Davis emphasized that the advancement in computer technology contributed tremendously in making powerful and user systems economically attractive. As such, the TAM was conceptualized to specifically tailor for modeling users' acceptance in information systems of technologies by explaining the general determinants of computer acceptance that led to explaining users' behavior towards these technologies. Conceptual framework. My topics DB is future success in education of Bangladesh, and IVs are family income, government support, teachers' salary, and curriculum. Research methodology. We have collected data from 135 respondents. After that, we have pre-processed the data by 2 steps. First one is convert textual data to numerical, and second is handling missing value by median. Then we have analyzed the data through some statistical tools like mean, median, mood, stratified, standard deviation, variance, skewness, and kurtosis. Some of the hypotheses have been accepted and some are rejected. The study focused on both primary and secondary data. The primary data was collected from the practicing 135 academicians. Questionnaire as a tool was used for the survey. Stratified sampling was used for the data collection. Summary of findings. Among the main issues are as follows: inadequate infrastructure, quality of education, digital device, teacher shortage and training, lack of research and innovation. Recommendations: digital infrastructure development, investment in robust digital infrastructure to support online and blended learning. This includes improving internet connectivity, providing affordable device to students, and creating a user-friendly learning management system that can facilitate remote education. Teacher training and development. Allocate resources to train and development teachers. Focus on pedagogical training, technological integration, and continuous professional development to ensure that educators are equipped to deliver quality education, both in traditional classroom and online. Recommendations continue. Curriculum enhancement, data-driven decision-making, public-private partnership. Foster partnership between the government, private sector, and non-profitable organizations. Collaborate efforts can help secure additional funding, expertise, and resources to address educational challenges. Engage with tech companies to provide educational technology solutions and support. Conclusion. In Bangladesh, the smart investment in education management has the potential to reshape the nation's trajectory by focusing on curriculum innovation, teacher development, technology integration, assessment practices, and inclusive education. Bangladesh can unlock the full potential of its citizens. This collective effort will not only lead to individual success, but will also contribute to the nation's growth, prosperity, and global recognition in the years to come. In conclusion, the development of Bangladesh is heavily dependent on its ability to tap into the potential of its population and turn them into valuable human resources, which can only be achieved through quality education. Therefore, investing in education is the key to investing in people and ultimately prosperity. Thank you all. Please, any query, and I will try to answer.
Thank you very much, Principal Shafiqul Alam Elal. Prof, over to you.
Yeah,
kindly.
it was. Thank you. It was very clear and very detailed background education knowledge on Bangladesh. I came to know from this that the status of Bangladesh education industry in Bangladesh and so on. Very good.
Yes.
But maybe I missed out when you said smart investment. Where does this element of smart investment come in?
Yes, smart investment is the very important for Bangladesh because Bangladesh is the very densely populated country. You know that. Human resource is the biggest asset in Bangladesh. So this is the very important. If we want to turn them into manpower, there is no alternative to educate this huge population. A smart investment in education management can help Bangladesh to go ahead. That's why it is very important topic.
So what is the difference between investment and smart investment?
Investment and smart investment means properly investment, right? Properly and friendly learning environment, friendly education is very technical function and suitable for students. If management very suitable and classroom very favorite, and so at that time, teacher and students comfortable to learning in the classroom.
Prof, if you may kindly allow me, I'm also a co-author in this paper.
Yeah. Okay.
You may allow me. For the smart investment, actually, Bangladesh is progressing towards a tagline called Smart Bangladesh. And in Smart Bangladesh, the government encourages more uses of technology devices at the rural and similarly to the urban areas. So that's why the education is supposed to be nowadays smart education with no one left behind, the technology adoption and in terms of its uses to be at par with the leading nations in the world.
Okay, thanks, Prof. That's all from me.
Thank you.
Okay,
thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Principal Nahgal. Okay, fine. Now we move on to from Bangladesh back to China one more time. The next paper presenter is Gao Zhenghao. Gao Zhenghao, are you here? Because I don't see your name appearing here. Are you here, Gao Zhenghao? Okay, I don't think Gao Zhenghao is here. If he joins, we'll have him back later on. Okay. Jing Zheng, are you here? Jing Zheng from China,
yes,
are you here? You are here. Wonderful.
Yeah, I'm here.
So the next paper presenter is Jing Zheng from China, who will be presenting on research on the brand construction and management of intangible culture heritage in Guangzhou, China, the post-pandemic viewpoint. Over to you, Jing, and you will have 10 minutes to make the presentation. Thank you.
Okay. Wait a minute. Hello. Good afternoon, Professor. Good afternoon, everyone. Could you see the PPT?
Yes, we can. Please start.
Yeah.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jing Zheng, and I come from China. My paper title is Research on the Brand Construction and Management of Intangible Cultural Heritage in Guangzhou City, China, the Post-Pandemic Viewpoint. For the introduction part, Intangible Cultural Heritage, we call it ICH, is the historical precipitation of a region showing the excellent and unique nature, history, and humanity of a place, and has obviously value in modern society. Excuse me? It's okay?
Yes, okay. Please continue.
Okay. In recent years, the development mode of industrial economies has become a carrier for various regions to exert the economic benefit of intangible cultural heritage. Intangible cultural heritage has been given more and more important cultural and economic mission by the state and local governments. But the lack of bad effect in the process of intangible cultural heritage industrialization has hindered its deep penetration into the consumer market. For the background, the market prefers to build regional intangible heritage industry brands, but the academic cycle really expand the logic behind it. At the same time, the government and the market had a weak awareness of exploring intangible cultural heritage projects with low presence and low symbolization but social value, and the academic community really pays attention to the assistance of this problem and fails to put forward effective solutions. Both the protection and development of intangible cultural heritage and regional brands involve the management role of the government. New research perspectives such as brand management and sample value have emerged in related studies. For the scope of the research, the factor of regional intangible heritage industry brand construction, the body of regional intangible heritage industry brand construction, few and habits in the construction of regional intangible heritage industry brand. And the last is the capital transformation in the construction of regional intangible heritage industry brand. And let's carry on for the literature review. Harriet Deacon, in her book Intangible Heritage in Conservation Management Planning, emphasized the importance of the protection of intangible cultural heritage and believes that management planning for the protection of intangible cultural heritage must be formulated and strictly observed. And Marta Bodingham explored the issue of sustainable conservation of cultural heritage by studying tower in Sichuan, China. And Japanese professor Kenji Yoshida proposed the feasibility of displaying the value of intangible cultural resource through material carrier, and thinks that museums are an effective means for the tourist development of intangible cultural resource. And for the research objectives, the first is to explain the current development bottleneck of the intangible cultural heritage industry and the close relationship between the intangible cultural heritage culture and regional economy and cultural construction is summarized. So as to analyze the driving factor and driving subjects of the intangible cultural heritage industry to build a regional brand. The second is to discuss the formation path of regional brand construction in the intangible heritage industry and analyze the link of building regional brands in the intangible heritage industry through case study, clarify the relationship and behavior among drivers, and building a model diagram of regional brand construction path. And the last is to discuss the influence of the regional brand construction of intangible cultural heritage industry on consumer and the social and economic value, both to value types of organizations in the region, and provides possible condition and reference suggestion for the industrialization and regional branding of the other local intangible cultural heritage resource. Let's carry on for the research questions. There are through the following 3 research questions. Number 1, what are the reasons that can drive local excavation of intangible heritage resource and made them from regional brands in the process of industrialization? Number 2, how to build a regional brand of intangible heritage industry? How do the building agents interact with each other? The third one, what are the brand assets of a successful regional intangible heritage brand? And my research methodology is literary analysis, theoretical analysis, comparative analysis, SWOT analysis. And for the data analysis, the fit between Guangzhou intangible cultural heritage and the research topic is also one of the reasons why Guangzhou intangible cultural heritage branding has become the main analysis object of this paper. A case that fits the research topic should first demonstrate the social issue of interest of the researcher, be able to accurately provide the elements involved in the research direction, and also allow the researcher to spend enough time on observation. As mentioned in the previous research background, this study mainly focused on the development dilemma of intangible cultural heritage industry and the reflection on the new direction of regional economy development. And the last, Guangdong is the place where researchers live for a long time, which also bring convenience to the process of data collection and improve the feasibility of research. And
last minute, please. Thank you.
Okay. So for the funding, stringent inter-regional cooperation between government and enterprise to promote regional brand construction of intangible cultural intangible heritage industry. To attach importance to the construction of local identity in the development of intangible heritage industry. Excavate low symbolic intangible cultural heritage resource to create a new regional economy possibility. And the contribution, this study attempts to explore the connotation and value of intangible cultural heritage in modern discourse for the perspective of management. And it's a primary study of the path of building regional brand of intangible heritage industry. It's an interdisciplinary analysis of folklore and management. The recommendation is lack of research on generalized intangible heritage industry and its lack of quantitative study. So for the conclusion, I want to promote the construction of regional brand of intangible cultural heritage industry and add regional brand construction of intangible cultural heritage industry to the regional stage, and to strengthen inter-regional cooperation between government and enterprise. Attach importance to the construction of cultural identity in the development of intangible heritage industry, focusing on mining low symbolic intangible cultural heritage resource to create a new regional economy possibility. Intangible cultural heritage belongs to the cultural management of the government. That's all. Thank you. Thank you, Professor, and thank you, everyone. Thank you, your times.
Thank you very much.
Jing Jing,
Yes.
I must salute you because you have chosen a very difficult topic.
Yes.
When you say intangible heritage is abstract. You cannot see, you cannot feel. Correct? Intangible. If tangible, you can see, you can feel. Intangible means you are talking about the values, the norms, the habits, the folklore of that area.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
See, for me, because we understand, but to a common man, what is intangible heritage has to be defined.
Oh, okay.
And
yes.
you must give some examples of intangible heritage.
Okay.
Of course, you say, and of course, the what we call the development of intangible heritage will benefit economically, socially, and of course, it will maintain your identity, correct? But you fail to say that how this can benefit economically, because once your intangible heritage is preserved, it will boost economy and it will boost tourism. People will come and look at the folklore, at how you live your daily life, your values, your norms, your habitat, behavior. All that is intangible. Tangible is what you can see, feel, but intangible is abstract. Okay, that's from me. Jing Jing, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. And hopefully, Jingling will take into account that information, as it is intangible, it cannot be seen, cannot be touched, cannot be felt. So, how you define to an ordinary people, what does intangible means? So that needs to be added on and then realign with your research to come to a greater conclusion. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you, Professor. That means a lot to me. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, now we move on from China to Zambia. So the next paper presenter is Patson Kotongo, and he will be presenting from Zambia on study on factors influencing mid-level managers' involvement in strategy formulation in Zambia, a case of Indo-Zambia Bank. So, Mr. Patson, you're going to have 10 minutes for your presentation. Please, can you start? You have to unmute, Mr. Patson. You need to, yeah, okay, please start.
Thank you so much, and good afternoon, Prof, and all other colleagues in the audience. So I'll be presenting on the paper titled Study on Factors Influencing Middle-Level Managers, their involvement in strategy formulation in Zambia, in particular using a case study of Indo-Zambia Bank. So those are my names as indicated on the first slide, and I'm coming from Zambia. The introduction. The proliferation of banks in the Zambian economy as a result of rapid pace of economic development, good government policies, which have favored economic liberalization, as well as the adoption of the free market economic system, has made the banking industry in Zambia highly competitive. For example, the survey that was conducted by PwC in 2018 indeed confirms that financial institutions find themselves increasingly exposed to the ever-changing challenges which are being posed by non-traditional players like telecom companies who are using technology to create customer-oriented solutions. So commercial banks, like any other organizations, are indeed aware that in a competitive business world, the development of a good strategy must be supported by proper alignment of its structure, the system, staff, skills, shared values, leadership behavior, organizational culture, as well as management process. So this is also applicable in the context of Zambian banks. So in order to be on the competitive edge, like any other organizations, banks should consider involving employees in their strategy formulation. And in the context of this paper, employees refer to middle managers or middle-level managers. So the case organization, which is Indo-Zambia Bank, is faced with challenges of not involving middle managers in the strategy formulation process because this process is equally centralized. So the researcher is an employee of the case organization, is in the middle management ranks. It does not participate in strategy formulation. Of course, is expected to participate in its implementation. Top management, the board, the external consultants, these are the main stakeholders involved in strategy formulation process. Joanne 2018 stipulates that the articulation of strategy formulation and strategy implementation is possible by the involving of middle managers in strategy. So what he is implying is that implementation cannot be a success until middle managers are part and parcel of the strategy formulation process. So strategy involvement or participation in this context, is described as a way to elicit the input, contributions, gathering feedback of the actors across the organization. And this may result in a better quality strategy. The existing literature, which the researcher deems incomplete, has paid little or no attention to discuss factors which influence middle managers' involvement in strategy formulation, and this is considered as a gap. Currently, when the researcher tried to search around for literature in Zambia, which delve on involving of managers in strategy management, he found that there is no known study in Zambia which has addressed the issue related to factors which influence middle managers' involvement in strategy formulation. More specifically, then, there is a gap that considers factors that influence middle managers' involvement in strategy formulation. This study, therefore, sought to investigate the gap that exists by undertaking a research on the research topic, factors influencing middle-level managers' involvement in strategy formulation, of course, using the case of Indo-Zambia Bank. The McKenzie theory, which applies the 7S, will be applied to this research and will equally be employed to answer the research questions. The scope of the research, this study will evaluate factors influencing middle managers' involvement in strategy formulation in commercial banks in Zambia, but with particular emphasis on Indo-Zambia Bank Limited, which the researcher has adopted as a case study. Equally, the study is limited to employees of Indo-Zambia Bank in the middle management category with experience of 10 years and above. And these are the ones who have been charged to run the strategic business units of the bank, hence are critical in both the formulation of strategy as well as its implementation. Research data has only been collected from 3 focus groups composed of 8 to 12 employees. All of these are middle managers of the case organization. Equally, a key informative interview with the CEO of the bank has since been conducted. Research data has been restricted to the above stakeholders because they are the research subjects. Literature review indicates that strategy is described as a plan or a guide or an art of identifying a company objectives, formulating plans, as well as setting targets for business operations. The literature that the researcher looked at promotes that involving middle managers in strategy formulation process is key to the success of the strategy. Yes, the role of middle managers in organization has, however, been a topic of discussion in research literature. For instance, Misberg, 1978, advocates that the processes of strategy formulation, strategy implementation are processes of social learning when all companies' employees, in this context, middle managers, are adapting to the changing environment, and middle managers are key actors in them. Equally, CREW 2020 indicates that the perspective of middle management role in strategy shifted from solely being that of an implementer of top management, being the implementers of top management's intentions, which is the strategy, and their information source, to also being the center of strategy formulation, meaning that CREW is of the perception that gone are the days when middle managers were perceived to be implementers of strategy, but they should be both part of the formulation process as well as implementers of strategy, so that they may appreciate that which they are charged to implement. Those are the research objectives. The first one, to study the effect of organizational culture on middle managers.
Mr. Petzl, I would like to interrupt. Mr. Petzl, you have 1 more minute to kindly come to the conclusion, please. Thank you.
So those are the research objectives as seen in the slide. For the sake of time, I'll also move to the research questions. How does organizational culture influence middle managers' involvement in strategy? What effect does organization culture structure have on middle managers' involvement? And the other 2 that we are seeing on the slide. That's the research method, the method that will be applied, the qualitative, the strategy single case, and those are the data collection techniques, the key informative, and 3 focus group interviews with the middle managers. The data analysis, thematic analysis will be applied, and the researcher is still collecting data at this stage, at the winding up stage. The summary of the findings, those will be concluded when the study is finalized. That's the contribution also will be done after the finalization of the research. And those are the recommendations as they appear on the slide. Thank you so much.
Thank you very, very much. Prof,
yeah. Petzl, thank you for your presentation. Now, yours is a bit unique because yours is on a case study. You find that yours is a case study and you have chosen Indo-Zambia Bank. But you have not written anything about Indo-Zambia Bank. Since it is a case study, we must have at least a brief background of the Indo-Zambia Bank.
I agree with that, Prof. I think in the area slide, though it was lengthy, I brought in that aspect, but in the main research paper, there is a full detailed paragraph about the background of Indo-Zambia Bank.
Okay.
Thank you for that observation.
And then your what you call your term of middle level management. Now, how do you define that middle level management? Who are in that group?
In fact, I'm one of those in that group. We actually fall between the top senior management and the lower level management.
So is a manager for a branch considered top management or a lower level management?
Middle level management.
Middle level management.
Yes.
So you have 3 levels of management, is correct? Lower level, middle level. So you have to define that. You have to give some examples of middle level managers. Maybe the head of a department. Is he middle level, low level, or higher level?
At the branch level, all the branch heads, they are middle level managers.
Yeah.
They've got the number 2 as officers.
No. Besides branch, in the HQ, in the headquarters, you have some prominent personnel, prominent important posts held by this staff. Now, are they in the top management, middle level management, or lower level management? You have to define that.
In the top level management.
No. You cannot say top level. The C levels are the top. No, the C levels are in the top level management. See, then you have the second ranking. They are in the middle level management. All the C level, of course, they are the top management. Chief marketing officer, chief financial officers, chief executive officer. All these C levels are all top, and they are the policy makers. Your question is why, if they involve the middle level management in the policy making, of course, it will be more effective because you are on the ground, you have the experience. Correct?
Exactly. Let me just clarify the way we are structured. All the departmental heads at head office in their functional offices, like the CFO, those are part of the senior management. For example, the assistant to the CFO, I'm classified as a middle level management. Behind me, there are those who are on the lower management side, who are just managers. So in between, there are senior managers, all of them are in the middle level management. Above the senior managers, those are the top management staff.
Okay, thank you. Back to you, Prof.
Thank you very much, Prof. So person, try to complete the paper as soon as possible because we need to send it out for publication within next week. So by this week itself, please complete the paper, full paper, and then because you have got only a certain part which is left only. So kindly complete so that we can all go together to the editor for the publication. Thank you very much for the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Now from Zambia, we move on to China one more time. Our next paper presenter is Feng Wei. It's on review of the roles that institutional investors playing in the corporate governance. Feng Wei, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, you may start, please.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Professor. My name is Feng Weiwei, and my title is a review of the role of institutional investors in corporate governance. I come from China. Institutional investors are a special type of financial institution. For a specific purpose, institutional investors manage the savings of small investors together and seek to maximize the return of their investments within an acceptable range of risk and over a specified period of time. Most of us see with the rise of the institutional investors a new hope to solve the agency problem caused by the separation of ownership and control. In recent years, the research on the identification of governance role of institutional investors has generally gained attention, and the theoretical community has conducted a large number of normative studies and provided abundant empirical evidence, but the conclusions about it are not uniform. There are mainly three different views on the role that institutional investors play in corporate governance. The first one is effective supervision hypothesis, and the second one is negative supervision hypothesis, and the third one is ineffective supervision hypothesis. It's worth knowing that corporate governance function of institutional investors is highly controversial. I will sort out summarize and conduct the existing research literature to provide a reference for more in-depth identification of the role of institutional investors in corporate governance. In the early stage of institutional investor research, scholars studied institutional investors as a homogeneous whole, mainly due to, and in this study, some scholars support the effective supervision hypothesis, mainly due to the following reasons. First of all, institutional investors have more information, talent advantages, resource advantages, and rich experience. Secondly, as the proportion of share held by institutional investors rise, if they share a large number of shares, it's likely to bring about stock market turmoil. So the cost of the traditional voting by vote will be increased, and institutional investors should choose long-term investment strategies and supervise the company's operation. Finally, when holding a certain proportion of shares, institutional investors will have scale economies effect that is not available to ordinary investors, and are able to overcome the situation of internal control by major shareholders. However, not all scholars support the effective supervision hypothesis. Some support the negative supervision hypothesis and believe that the involvement of institutional investors can have negative impact on the company. On the one hand, due to the dual agency role institutional investors play, frequent performance evaluation can lead institutional investors to trade frequently, and frequent trading is likely to lead to short-side behaviors of the company. On the other hand, if institutional investors and executives funded a contribute factor in mutual benefit to both parties when they cooperate with each other, such cooperation can reduce the positive effect on corporate value generated by institutional investors, supervisors of executives. And other scholars who support the ineffective supervision hypothesis believe that institutional investors' shareholding has no significant effect on corporate governance. From this table, we can see there are many articles talking about this, talking about the roles we are talking about, and some support the they are supporting three kinds of hypotheses. As the research go further, they found that the different institutional investors play different role in corporate governance. So they classify them, and the classifying criteria is mainly four kinds. The one is whether there is business contacted with invest company, and the second is investment period, and the third is duration and the proportion of shareholding. Whether the last one is whether they prefer companies with better corporate governance mechanism. From this table, we can see the four classification criteria. But even the same criteria is used, they are still the conclusion of the articles is still not uniform. So the conclusion, in the early stage of the relevant research, they see the institutional investments as a whole and do their research. There are three main hypotheses they support. In order to better study the role of institutional investors, scholars has conducted classification research on institutional investors according to different criteria. The classification research provides meaningful exploration for institutional investor research. However, even when the same classification method is used, completely opposite findings can occur from time to time. The difference finding might be caused by the following reasons. The first difference in the institutional environment across countries, and the second, institutional investors have their own characteristics, and they differ in their governance motivation, governance style, and governance attitude. Third, there are many indicators to measure the effectiveness of corporate governance, and these indicators are affected by multiple factors. Fourth, there is an endogenous problem between institutional investors, shareholding, and corporate governance. That's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Feng Weibei, for the presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you, Weibei. You see, your title is a review. Review means you are evaluating the role of the financial institution playing the role of corporate governance. Am I right?
Evaluate role. Yes.
The review means you are evaluating the role played by these institutional investors in a corporate governance, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
So in other words, are you telling me that the role played by the by the institutional investors in corporate governance is effective or not effective? Have you checked that? Have you written on that? What I see you have written is the investment pattern of the institutional, the institutional investors. You have written the pattern, but have you written the effectiveness of them playing the role as a corporate governance?
Many factors.
Your title is review, means you are looking back whether it's effective, not effective, or what, and then you can recommend on that.
Yes, there are so many articles talking about this, and from the a long time ago, there are three main hypotheses they support. The first one is effective. The second one is negative lower, and the third one is ineffective. That means there are no significant relationship between the institutional investors and the corporate governance.
No. You see, these institutional investors, they are part of the corporate governance. That's what I understand from your title. So you are reviewing their role. You are reviewing their role. So have you done that? That is not very clear. So you have to look into that angle. Okay?
Okay. I will do more reading about it.
Okay. That's all from me, Prof.
Thank you very much. Okay, Feng Wei, I see your title is a bit incomplete because when you are talking about the institutional investors, so the review that you are doing, the evaluation that you are doing on what type of organization, first of all, or where is the study conducted? I don't see a geographical location that is mentioned in your title. If you see, you are saying a review of the roles of the institutional investors playing in corporate governance. Where? So the where part is missing, number one. Secondly, the sector also, because the review of the roles of institutional investors playing in corporate governance in manufacturing sector or in fast-moving consumer sector or in banking and financial sector. Where is it? Because there is a difference or there is a relationship between institutional investors and the aspect of your corporate governance. For manufacturing, it can be a different set of activities. For a fast-moving consumer goods, it can be a different set of activities, right? So inside your title, as the title always shows you direction, okay? So in your title, I would recommend you to add on two things. Number one, which type of sector are you concerning with your role of evaluation? And secondly, are they all the listed company in Shanghai Stock Exchange or which stock market? So there is an understanding that yes, the study is focused on all the the listed companies which are listed with Shanghai Stock Exchange, for example. Right?
Okay, I will add some contents to my title.
Yeah, so just amend those things and the other thing that Prof has already mentioned to you, and then resubmit as soon as possible the final paper, as we'll be sending all the paper together for publication as soon as possible. Okay?
Okay, I will do that.
Okay, thank you very much. Good presentation. Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
So now from China, we come down to Bangladesh. Our next paper presenter is going to present on overcoming the challenges faced by higher education organizations in the post-pandemic era in Bangladesh by Monir Hossain. So Monir Hossain, you may start sharing the screen, and please kindly note that you will have 10 minutes to make the presentation. Thank you.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Yes, please. Kindly start.
Let me get my presentation slide is here. Okay. Is it visible to you, sir?
It is, please. Kindly start.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Professor Dr. Asif Mahbub Karim, sir. And thank you, Binary University, for arranging such a wonderful conference on business management and entrepreneurship. I'm Monir Hossain. I'm from Bangladesh. My title of the presentation, my research paper is the overcoming the challenges faced by higher education organizations in the post-pandemic era in Bangladesh. My co-authors are Professor Dr. Mui Wei Khian, my PhD supervisor, and also my co-author, another author is Tanjina Islam Choudhury Cynthia, who is also a PhD student of Binary University, Malaysia. Introduction. First of all, I would like to explain before going to my topic that in the introduction by giving an overview of the research. The pandemic COVID-19 has a profound global impact, especially in education organization, leading to notable disruptions and devastation in the recent times. This study explores the unexpected set of challenges faced by the higher education organizations in Bangladesh during the post-pandemic era and investigates the policies they adopt to address the challenges. Bangladesh has experienced a serious moment in handling the challenges of COVID-19 in the education sector. Most of the higher education organizations like public and private universities had an adverse situation during COVID-19. When the COVID-19 pandemic is over, the higher education organizations have taken some initiatives to turn back to the physical activities, keeping the hybrid mode. At the same time, they have faced, yes, am I audible? Yes, sir. At the same time, they had faced a lot of challenges to make it possible. Some of the universities, both in both public and private university have found the difficulties in distinct areas of university and teaching learning activities. The study primarily focuses on the challenges of higher education organization faced after COVID-19 pandemic and how they have overcome these issues. This is a qualitative study where the researcher has collected information from the university faculty members and also from the authorities of higher educations through a structured interview to find the real scenario of higher education organizations in the post-pandemic era. After analyzing the findings, the researcher has given some recommendations to address the raised challenges. COVID-19 is a sudden outbreak of life-threatening virus which was first detected in the city of Wuhan in China in December 2019, and late WHO declared the outbreak as a pandemic on 11 March 2020. WHO reported in 2020. Since the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, more than 2 million people in the European region have died because of this disease. On 5 May 2023, after 3 years of pandemic, WHO recommended that COVID-19 is no more longer a category of public health emergency of international concern. In fact, this was not the end of the pandemic. The long-term effect highly influenced every sphere of human life, especially in business, education, economy, social, political, and cultural arena. This COVID-19 had a profound impact in the different countries like Bangladesh, Pakistan, Nepal, Afghanistan, Myanmar, and India. At the same time, the spreading this virus, Bangladesh has also had taken some initiatives to shut down the physical activities of the educational organizations. The Higher Education Authority, responsible body of postponed and started teaching through online by using technology in education sector. So the background of this study, generally higher education organization refers to the tertiary level education institutions where the universities of graduate and postgraduate degrees offered. But in Bangladesh, the Ministry of Education, MOU, and University Grants Commission, Bangladesh are the supreme concerned bodies of looking after these organizations. Bangladesh is in the progressive trend of developing and the higher education in terms of opening new universities after the 1990s. It is found that the annual report of the UGC, according to the progressive report, there are 112 private universities providing higher educations. UGC website, September 25, 2013 to 2023. The rapid growth of public and private university noticed in the last few of their 3 decades, the government of Bangladesh has taken some initiatives to improve the quality of higher educations. The Higher Education Quality Enhancement Project of the University Grant Commission, founded by the World Bank, has a great impact of the environmental progress in transforming teaching learning, both public and private universities. The scope of the research, this study primarily focuses on the challenges faced by the higher education organization in the post-pandemic era in Bangladesh. Due to some limitations, this study cannot include more education sectors like primary, secondary, higher secondary, and technical and madrasa educations. The researchers have addressed these significant issues are some credible sources exploring these current issues. The number of dates we have found that around 29,477 died, and more than 2,45,602 persons were confirmed by this COVID-19. Literature review, there are some literature reviews because after the COVID-19, many people, especially the researcher, were concerned to conduct their studies. I have got some literatures, and there are these literature. Some of them are presented here in my presentations. The pandemic, Saeed Anwar and others conducted a research as COVID-19 and Bangladesh challenges and how to address them, which was published in the Journal of 40 Years. They have addressed the health issues in their studies, found that it is not possible only for government to manage everything without the cooperations of the citizens and the health experts. So there are some literature reviews. Because of the time limitations, I'm going further for my other. The research objectives were the main research objectives of the study was to identify the challenges faced by the higher education organizations in the post-pandemic era in Bangladesh, to examine the strategies employed by the higher education organizations to address these challenges raised due to the pandemic in Bangladesh, to search for the possible solution of the challenges faced by the higher education organizations. The research question follows regarding the basing on the research objectives. This research methodology, this research is a qualitative research. The researcher has taken the interview from the faculty members and administrative officers of the universities through face-to-face telephone conversation and email. A structured questionnaire is prepared for asking different issues of the university, which has been focused during the post-pandemic era. Later, most of the participants are closely related to the higher education organizations and have experienced the recent phenomena of COVID-19 and educational changes in the later pandemic time. Data analysis, the challenges that are faced by the faculty members. The research has found a lot of challenges found by the faculty members. Turning back to the physical classroom is one of the challenges, both for faculty members and the students as well. During COVID-19, the faculty members become accustomed to stay at home and teach students from their home through online platform. When the COVID-19 was over, they had to come back to the physical classroom activities. At the same time, it was difficult to turn back to the physical environment. At the same time, the students also had some problems in turning back to physical classroom. Students during the post-pandemic era don't like to have practical knowledge and want to have only the shortcut ways of overcoming exams. Their interactions and concentration of the students toward the classes has been decreased. Even they do not like to work on creative things and innovative ideas. The faculty members had also found some problems in evaluation and assessment. The question about cheating in the examination has become a matter of concern for the faculty members. Workload for the faculty members has risen after the COVID-19, because when they joined to the physical classroom, they had to manage a lot of tasks after these opening in the physical activities. Physical disorder, that means mental health issues, are also other challenges faced by the faculty members, students, and other staffs also. The disease like heart failure, high pressure, stroke, diabetes, depression affect the academician as well as the other people. Financial problem is another mentionable challenges for the faculty members, the authorities as well. As the pandemic COVID-19 was visible to all bodies, the faculty members didn't get their full salaries and the other opportunities from the authorities. The infrastructural damage are very mentionable, most mentionable challenges that have been faced by the education organizations. Air condition, like computer, projectors, and other instruments, other tools of the educational organizations have damaged due to this long time vacation. The understanding level of the students also decreased. They don't even like to buy books. They are just only ask for PDF and the e-book. They don't like to have the printed book. The dropout number of the students has also risen. They are now out of the study. So these are the basic challenges faced by the found by the faculty members, and also the management and the authority has found some other problems like COVID-19 pandemic undoubtedly impacted on the human life. I have already explained it. They're difficult to manage the financial the issues, and the admission has fallen down. That's why they are to face a lot of challenges to give the salaries of the teachers, faculty members, and others, other expensive issues. During COVID-19, huge number of tools and technological devices have been damaged, and it was a great loss for the organization. Authority has to decrease the salary of the staffs and also the number of the staffs and officers and faculty members. So how to overcome these challenges? Now, how the solution comes? The pandemic COVID-19 has seriously impacted. As I mentioned earlier, the process I have found.
Monir, you have a minute to go.
Yes,
Only
sir.
1
Yes, sir.
minute more.
So there are huge ways, there are a lot of ways to overcome these challenges faced by the education organizations. I'm just pointing out something that teaching pedagogy changes to enhance the academic performance. The prior work, assignment, creative presentation can be done, and also other activities can be taken by the higher education organizations. And also some other recommendations are given. Summary of the findings. The research finds the challenges that are faced by the higher education. The study also finds some effective pragmatic ways to overcome the challenges in the post-pandemic era. Contribution of the studies. Most of the issues discussed here actually for the benefits of the higher education in Bangladesh, and I have given some key points here in my presentation. And recommendations. Higher education organizations should address the matter of challenges and take steps for overcoming it. Secondly, the faculty members can also make activities more enjoyable and effective by adopting new technological tools in the academic activities. In conclusion, I must say that this study truly attempts to find out the real scenario of the present higher education organization scenario of the Bangladesh. So it really is a matter of concern, is a matter of study to find out the solution raised in this time. Further research can be done by the other researchers to engage or to find out some other issues in this field. These are the references, and thank you so much for your patience. I have shared my experience in this research. Thank you all for your cooperations. Thank you.
Thank you, Monir.
Yes.
Only thing is that please look at the challenges. Some of the challenges are overlapping.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
you can combine that. And also the way you overcome these challenges. Some of them they are repeated, so you make sure that.
I should add some more, sir, because of the time. I didn't have, sir.
Thank you, Monir. Now we will go down to China. Wu Ming, are you here, Wu Ming? Wu Ming?
Yes, Professor, I'm here.
Where are you, Wu Ming? Can you please get ready?
Okay, I will share my
The title of Wu Ming is Research on Corporate Governance Structure of Private Universities in Sichuan Province, China. Okay, you can start, Wu Ming. You are given 10 minutes to present your paper.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Professor. Good afternoon, professors, and good afternoon, everyone. I'm glad to share my presentation this afternoon. And my name is Wu Meng, and I come from China. My paper title is the Research on the Corporate Governance Structure of Private Universities in Sichuan Province, China. Now, let me introduce my introduction. Studying the corporate governance structure of private university is crucial for improving the quality of higher education. In 2020, the independent enrollment process was cancelled, and the Strong Foundation Plan was launched in China. This resulted in 10.71 million higher education entrance examination applicants and an admission rate of 88.74%. According to Martin Searle's higher educational development theory, China has entered the stage of higher education popularization, and private higher education plays an essential role in this process by training over 6 million senior talents annually across various majors and levels. And this qualitative growth will lead to quantitative changes in the future. Private universities will no longer just supplement public universities, but become a smart factory for cultivating higher quality talents for the society. And then we went to the background of this paper. As of June 15, 2023, there were a total of 1,275 higher education institutions in China. And this source is come from MOE, which is the Ministry of Education of the People's Republic of China. Include in this blank we can see there were a total 1,275 universities, and including 851 public universities and 413 private universities. And this data is excluding senior foreign cooperative universities. And in my hometown, which is the Sichuan province, there are 51 universities in Sichuan province, including 33 public universities and 18 private universities. According to the statistical announcement of the implementation of national educational funding in 2021, issued by the Ministry of Education of China, the average general public budget education funding for students in ordinary colleges and universities nationwide in 2021, it is about 22,000 yuan, about an increase of 1.65% over the previous year on the same basis. We went to the scope of my research. This research provides a new interpretation of the corporate governance structure of private universities from a legal perspective, considering 4 dimensions in China. One is the Communist Party higher education grassroots community. Second is the president of the university. Third is the academic committee. And the last one is faculty congress. This is the part of my literature review. And upon conducting a thorough analysis of academic research, it becomes evident that the corporate governance structure of private university faces 2 significant limitations. One is the reliance on existing politics makes it difficult to implement new policies. And second one is the neutrality of researchers in uncertain, and they often tend to side with private university organizations or government actions when analysis issues related to rights, responsibilities, and interests. And this approach can lead to the transformation of objective issues into subjective ones. Okay, let's went to the research objectives. There are 4 research objectives in my paper. First one is to analyze the current situation and problems with the corporate governance structure of colleges and universities in private. And second one is to summarize the current problems in the corporate governance structure of China's private universities. The higher education grassroots committee of the Communist Party of China, the president of the university, the academic committee, and the teaching congress. The third one is to solve the problems existing in the corporate governance structure of private universities in China. And we could learn something from the corporate governance structure of private universities in the United States and Japan. The last one.
Wuming, excuse me, you have another 2 minutes to go.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for reminding. The last one is to optimize the corporate governance structure of private universities in China. And next one is the research questions. This research questions is based on the research objectives we talked just before. So we went to the research methodology. I will use such as literature review, Delphi method, historical research, and investigative research in my paper. And this is my data analysis plan. Because I will search most of the papers from CNKI, which is the largest academic literature database in China. And also it can search some of the literature database on Google Scholar. This is my plan. And next is the summary of findings. There are 3 summary of findings in this PPT. One is the governance is now central to modernizing national governance capabilities. And second one is the governance of private university is a phenomenon that has received significant attention from academic and political circles. And the last one is the private universities is complex organizations. This interest groups within private university include investors, board of directors, administrative teams, academic groups, supervisory agents, and students. They are related to numerous fields like education, economy, and people's livelihood. And then the contributions, there are 2 contributions. This article argues that the private universities are governed by legal persons, and their governance structure is a combination of multiple active subjects, a multi-level system design, and multi-dimensional mechanism construction. And second one, it is important to understand the change and the formation of structure is actually the result of the allocation of power, and behind the effective operations of power is an generation and output of the resources like structure, power, and resources are closely related. And the last one, we move to the recommendations. This study explores the connection between governance theories, system, and mechanisms. Okay, and therefore,
sum it up in 1 minute.
Okay. This is my presentation. Thank you. Thank you for your listening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wu Ming, okay. I have one question for you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Wu Ming?
I can hear you, Professor. Yes.
Okay. Your research objectives are very ambitious because the government has already have 4 departments or 4 layers of governance. One is the but Communist Party grassroots level, the president, the academic committee, and the faculty congress. But you say that you want to bring changes and recommend changes, all that. Do you think it is possible when the layers are already fixed? Where will you play your role? How will you play your role then?
I think it's complex work, but I want to do it on my PhD research, because I was working in a college, and I want to know more about and during my research, I want to know about more about the difference between maybe the private universities in the USA and the private universities in China, why they are so much different, and why there were not so many famous and universities in private university in China, not like private universities in America.
Say, I say, in any country, the education system comes under the purview of the education minister. So he has to ensure that the quality education is delivered and within the legal framework of the government. So they will have a committee to audit, to check the quality and whether the delivery of the education is within the time frame, within the frame that is allowed legally, and so on. Okay, so I think thank you very much, Wu Ming. Next we have Meng Zing. Meng Zing, are you here, Meng Zing?
Yes,
Meng
I'm
Zing?
here. Yes, I'm here. Okay.
Welcome, and the title of your paper is The Effect of Employability and Job Satisfaction on Turnover Intention by or on Turnover Intention.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Hello, dear
Meng Zing.
professor, and yes, I'm here. Hello, dear professor and researchers. I come back to have another paper presentation. The paper title is The Effect of Employability and Job Satisfaction on Turnover.
Oh, you are presenting two papers, Meng Zing. You are
Yes,
presenting.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
this is your second paper.
Yeah,
Okay,
this is
please
my
do
second
so.
Yes.
Okay.
About the introduction, a huge number of human resources for China economic development have been provided by vocational graduates, which has also encouraged the country's overall social and economic development. However, the rate of employment and turnover for graduates of high vocational school is 10% higher than the national level half a year after graduation. In this study, 400 high vocational graduates in Shandong province were selected to conduct a structured questionnaire survey to explore the effects of employability and job satisfaction on turnover intention. And also the background is there, high vocational graduates are in high demand in the labor market because to their strong hands-on ability, rapid employment, and close relationship between their major and local economic development. However, in contrast to their plurality in the job market, high vocational college graduates have a relative high turnover rate following employment. High vocational graduates have a 10% higher half a year turnover rate than the national average and a 20% higher turnover rate than the undergrad college. Only 25 of high vocational graduates have not changed employers in 3 years. In the last 5 years, 60% have changed the 2 to 3 employee in 3 years. 9% have changed 4 employee, and 7% have 4 or more employee in their 3 years. And as the scope of the research, this study serves higher educational graduate in Shandong province who have graduated for 1 year. Max Research Institute shows that the volume turnover rate of higher educational graduates 1 year after graduation is highest. So as a result, high vocational graduate who graduated in Shandong province for 1 year, that is in 2019, was chosen as the research subject to investigate the influence of employability and the job satisfaction on the turnover intention. The literature review employability suggests a win-win situation. Employee workers have a diverse set of skills, knowledge, and talents, as well as the ability to adapt and develop. Organizations benefit from their profiles because they provide a comprehensive advantage. Individuals, on the other hand, are not bound by organization, can change occupations whether they want or need. According to research, employee is positively related to turnover intention with organizations, especially when there is a prospective career possibility. According to Gowan and Gambon, job satisfaction is positively consistent with the employability. And we then define the job satisfaction as an individual's comprehensive evaluation of satisfaction with all aspects of work, including work task, work compensation, work environment, promotion opportunities, job security, and work interpersonal relationship. The amendment to the MSQ questionnaire contained 20 items in different decisions, and individuals were required to assess the impact of each aspect on their job satisfaction. Job satisfaction is the premier attendance in measure of indicating risk on turnover intention, and the majority of the variance in turnover intention appears to be explained by job satisfaction, particularly for voluntary turnover intention. And based on the literature review, we get the conceptual framework, the employability for the hypothesis. The first is the employability have the impact on the turnover intention, and the hypothesis second is job satisfaction have the impact on the turnover intention, and the hypothesis 3 is employability have the impact on the job satisfaction, and the hypothesis 4 is the employability through the job satisfaction have the impact on the turnover intention. And also the research object is the first is to determine the impact of employability on the turnover intention of high vocational graduates in Shandong province. And the second is to determine the impact of job satisfaction on turnover intention of high vocational graduates in Shandong province, China. And the third is to assess the impact of employability on turnover intention through the immediate role of job satisfaction of high vocational graduates in Shandong province, China. And this follow is also the research question. And the research method is the same as the last paper presentations. And the data analysis used the SPSS and 26 software to describe the for high vocational graduates. And they used the smart POS to the measurement model analysis. And from this table, we can see the measurement model is a good fit. And from use the past confidence and special indirect effect, we can see the structural model analysis. From the smart POS, the structure model and the measurement model, we can see that the four hypothesis is supported. Is the the employability have the impact on the turnover intention, and the job satisfaction have the turnover the impact on turnover intention. Also, employability have the impact on job satisfaction and employability. The role the job satisfaction have the impact on turnover intention. So the contribution we use this from this research, our finding that employability have a considerable influencing on the turnover intention of high vocational graduates was their input for the development on the field on impression research application in theoretical research on the relationship between employability and turnover intention. In this investigation, we came to the conclusion that employability influence turnover intention via job satisfaction as mediator variables. This study is an extension of previous research on the association between job satisfaction as a mediator variable and the mediate influence on the relationship between employability and the turnover intention in the Chinese setting. And the recommendations and in terms of the future research, we can first apply the PRS to quantitative explore the and study the other factors that affect the turnover intention of high vocational graduates. And the conclusion, this article select 400 high vocational graduates in Shandong province as the research object. Based on PRS, a struggle model of the factors affecting the turnover high vocational graduates in construct. Employability has a significant influence on turnover intention. Job satisfaction have a significant influence on turnover intention. Employability has a significant impact on turnover intention, and employ has a significant impact on turnover intention through job satisfaction as an intermediary. And that's all my presentation for the article. Professor, thank you, Professor.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Meng Xing. Just like your previous paper, define the province, your focus, and your subjects are all again vocational graduates, correct? So have that in the title. Your title is very general, so make sure that your title consists of the province and the target group. Now,
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and then you say employability. Can you define what is employability actually?
And the employability is someone has the ability to obtain this non work and have the chance to next work. Yes.
Employability means he has an opportunity to get a job. Correct?
Yeah. Yes.
He has. Then you say employability is positively related to what do you call? What is your title?
Turnover intention.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, turnover intention. That means if there is a job opening for you, you have the turnover intention. Is that so?
It means if someone's the employability is higher, maybe he have the higher the turnover intention, because he also can have good chance in this job, and also can have good chance to next job, and also have the good employability, and also is satisfied from this work is now, and maybe is very satisfied with his work now, and maybe the turnover intention is low.
Now, example, I'm employed in this university, and then an offer comes from another university. So if I go, that means there is an intention turnover, isn't it?
The turnover intention is not actually the turnover action, but if somebody when somebody have the turnover intention, he also to make the decision whether I can turn over. Maybe also have a turnover process. And when I have the turnover intention, I'll also find a next job. When the next job is fit to me, and I also have the good employability to fit the next job, maybe I think I can very satisfied higher than this job is now, and I have the employability, and I become the turnover action, and then.
So the job satisfaction is the mitigating factor for your job, what you call turnover intention, isn't it?
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Back to you, Prof.
Thank you. Okay, Jiman, it's a good presentation one more time. But again, the geographical location is not highlighted where the study is conducted. Though in your presentation you were saying it is on Shandong, but in the title it should be there. Otherwise, the title is hanging.
Okay, I will revise the title.
At the moment, you are saying effect of employability and job satisfaction on turnover intention. Of whom and where. Okay. So whom and where, these are not mentioned. So you must mention the turnover intention. Where is the turnover intention? For example, which sort of sector and where it is in Shandong, China. Okay. So then it will become a proper full title for the paper.
Okay. Thank you, Professor.
Very much.
Thank you.
Okay,
thank you. Yeah.
Okay, now from China, now we move on to Namibia. Our next paper presenter is from Namibia, leveraging entrepreneurship and digital innovation in higher education to revitalize Namibia's hospitality and tourism sector post-COVID-19 era, by Gerald Floyd. So Gerald, are you here?
Good morning, Prof. I'm here.
Good morning to you there. Let's start. Yes, Mr. Gerald, you can switch on your camera and please start sharing the screen. Mr. Gerald, are you able to hear me, please?
I can hear you, Prof. Prof, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Can you switch on your camera and then start presenting, please? Mr. Gerald, are you able to hear me, please?
I hear you, Prof. I'm actually trying to.
Can you share the
look at
screen,
it
please?
quickly.
And switch on your camera, please. Or if you're having a bit of challenges, then can I go to the next presenter, then I call you back?
Yes, Prof, that would be appreciated.
Okay, fine. That's what I'm going to do now. Thank you. So I move on to my next presenter in China. that is Prospect and Challenges of Cross-Border Merger and Acquisition by Feng Yu.
Can you hear me?
Yes, you, Feng.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Dr. Asif. Thank you, Professor, for giving me the opportunity to share my paper at here. My name is Feng Yu. My paper title is Review and Prospect of Cross-Border M&A Completion. I come from China. Introduction. The completion of a cross-border merger and acquisition refers to the finalization of M&A transaction after a company has initiated or publicly announced an M&A. Fail to finalize the cross-border M&A transactions will bring huge losses to firms. It is of great significance to study the completion of cross-border M&A. Scholars believe that the factors affecting the completion of cross-border M&A transactions usually come from 4 levels: the country level, the industry level, the firm level, and the transaction level. This paper will sort out the factors affecting the completion of cross-border M&A transactions from these 4 levels and put forward new research outlook. Consequence: fail to finalize cross-border M&A transactions will bring huge losses to firms. These losses include the following 5 steps. The acquirer will lose the various costs invested in the process of identifying the M&A target, due diligence, negotiations, and the hiring of consultants. It will not be able to achieve the various synergies and strategic objectives. The reputation of the acquirer will be diminished. The acquirer may miss other M&A opportunities. If the M&A target is successfully acquired by a competitor, it will become a competitive threat. The influencing factors of the cross-border M&A completion are divided into the following 4 levels: country level, industry level, firm level, and transaction level. Country level. Country level factors may include the development status of the countries where the M&A parties are located, the difference between the host country and the home country, and the relationship between the countries where the 2 parties are based. Industry level. Industry level factors include whether the target of the acquisition belongs to the politically sensitive or resource industries, and whether the 2 parties belongs to the same industry. Firm level. Firm level factors are mainly firm natures and M&A experience. The nature of the enterprise merely includes whether the target is a listed company and whether the acquirer is a state-owned enterprise. Transaction level. Transaction level factors include payment method, whether the engaged professional advisors, and whether it is a hostile merger. There are 3 research outlooks. Explore new influencing factors. Future research can continue to identify and validate new influencing factors, such as the financial development status and tax systems of the host country at the country level, the background of industrial upgrading and transfer at the industry level, and development strategy and management characteristics of the firm at the firm level, and the M&A premium and the termination fee at the transaction level. Focus on new trends in the international situation. At present, the trend of anti-globalization and protectionism is obviously visible. The new international situation affects cross-border and M&A. Research on the influence mechanism of the factors. Future research can add mediating or moderating variables to the empirical model to explore the influencing mechanism of the factors. Conclusion. After a cross-border M&A transaction is initiated or publicly
I'll come back to you now.
announced by a firm, if the transaction cannot be completed, it will cause huge losses to the firm in many ways. There are 4 levels of factors that affecting whether a cross-border M&A transaction can be completed, namely the country level, the industry level, and the firm level, and the transaction level. In the future, research on the completion of cross-border M&A can still be carried out in 3 aspects. Exploring new factors, research on their influence mechanism, and focusing on the new change in the international situation. That's all my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Feng Yu.
Thank you.
In your paper, I see there are 3 keywords. That is number 1, cross-border, number 2, merger, and number 3, acquisition. You have explained what is cross-border at country level, at what the 4 levels that you have given. But you have not explained, you have not defined what is merger and what is acquisition. Because merger and acquisition are 2 different actions. They are not same. You must define what is merger and what is acquisition. See, merger is a very
Internet is not so good. Sorry.
Prof, we cannot hear you. Prof, we cannot hear you. I think there is a Wi-Fi disturbance for Prof. Bipin. Just wait on a bit. Feng Yu.
Okay.
Reconnecting. Now, for example, you say the taxation system of the host country, the financial implication, the status of the company, you have to do due diligence. This is nothing new. This is already been carried out long before. Because if I want to acquire another country, another company, be it within the country or another country, of course, I have to do my research. I have to do due diligence and find out the laws, the rules and regulations of the company, the taxation system and all that. So you have to look a bit deeper into this paper. Okay? That's from me. That's from me, Prof.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Feng Yu, what I see again is the title is hanging because prospect and challenges of cross-border merger and acquisition. Where? Which cross-border? Okay, because the study you are conducting is, of course, what I could see and understand is a secondary data, right? You are doing a secondary data on merger and acquisition, but yes. So this study, which you are saying, the prospect and challenges of cross-border merger and acquisition of which country's organization? Are they Chinese firm or are they any other firm? So that must be in the title. Otherwise, the title is hanging. It cannot be a general title saying cross-border merger. So cross-border merger, that we mean what? We mean that one company A is getting hold of company B in another country. Okay, that's absolutely fine. But your study focuses on which countries cross-border, between China and which country, for example. Okay.
Yes,
because it is
I
a
focus
paper.
on
You
the
have to know
China,
that
yes.
this is an article. An article cannot be very vague and very big and very ambiguous. It has to be very much narrowed down because we're talking about 5,000 to 6,000 words only, a full paper, right? So when we are talking about 5,000 to 6,000, a full paper, but giving a title which is so broad may not really, give the purpose. So narrow down your title. Put the geographical location. Okay, there are prospect and challenges of cross-border merger and acquisition between Chinese firms with which firm that your study is focusing. So I think you can go back to your main paper, look into the objective of the study very carefully, and then point out this is between China and which countries. So then that would give you, a good title. As I keep on always mentioning, the title shows you the way and direction. Okay. So please
I will
do that component part and submit your full paper as soon as possible. Okay. Because hopefully by the end of this week, I'll be sending out all the publications out. Okay. So please, and also, we'll be preparing the proceedings of the conference. So I need the final version of the full paper as soon as possible. And that's for all the participants who are here today for their information as well. Okay. Thank you very much, Feng Yu.
Okay.
It's a good presentation.
Thank you.
Okay. Take care.
Thank you, the advice.
Thank you. Okay, then we move on to our last paper presenter for today. Okay, Mr. Gerald, can you hear me now?
I can hear you well, Prof. Previously,
fine.
I could also hear. Previously,
Okay,
I
but
could
can
also hear
you-
there was some disturbances.
Can you share your screen and switch on your camera? Are you having some problem with the screen sharing, Mr. Gerald?
Yes, Prof.
Can you just WhatsApp me your PowerPoint, please? Let me try to see if I can assist you with that. Just WhatsApp me your PowerPoint at the moment.
Prof, I think Prof, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you WhatsApp me your PowerPoint, please?
I switched my phone off, Prof, so it'll take a while now to restart there.
Just one moment. Let me just check out your PowerPoint that you have sent me earlier. If I can get hold of it, just a moment.
Prof, can I email it quickly? Prof, can I
wait? Let me
quickly
see.
email
I
it
think
to
you have sent me earlier as well, right? Wait, just one moment, please. Yes, I think you better send, because you have not. I don't have your PowerPoint copy, Mr. Gerald. Yeah.
Prof, can I quickly email this to you?
Okay, please do it quickly. Yeah.
Okay.
So that I can share it for you. Just email to my Gmail account, please. So Mr. Gerald's presentation is going to be the last presentation, academic, for today. Just wait on for a while.
Okay, Prof, I've sent it through.
Okay, let me have a look. One moment. It's not yet landed in Kuala Lumpur. It's a long flight, right? Namibia to Kuala Lumpur. It's not yet landed yet. Let's see.
No, it's not a straight flight, Prof.
Okay.
There's some stopovers.
It has just landed in Kuala Lumpur. Okay, wait. One moment, please. Okay, fine. I'm trying to share the screen for you. But can you switch on your camera? That also you cannot. Yeah, I think so. You have switched on your camera. Okay, are you able to see, Mr. Gerald?
I'm able to see, Prof.
Okay,
can you
fine.
see me?
Don't see you because it's totally black out there. But maybe your camera screen is blocked by your finger or some document, maybe.
No.
I think there is an issue with your camera, but nevertheless, you may start, please, Mr. Gerald. The screen is there for
Right,
you.
Prof.
Yeah.
Good morning, professors, doctors, and the entire academici right across the world, and here in particular from Namibia. I'd like to greet you, and I'd also like to jump onto the wagon of all protocols that's already observed and established in particular. My name is Gerald Klute, and the paper focus on leveraging entrepreneurship and digital innovation in higher education to revitalize Namibia's hospitality and tourism sector post-COVID-19 era. I'm from Namibia in particular. Thank you, Prof. The paper is co-authored by Dr. Joram Ndlovu from South Africa and Professor Sif Mahbub Karim. Now, in the wake of the COVID-19 outbreak, sustainability has emerged as a key subject in the literature on international travel. Numerous other sectors in particular of our economy, in particular the hotel and tourism business, have been significantly impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. Despite these challenges, there is hope that entrepreneurship and technological innovation will help the sector recover in particular. By embracing technology and technological advancements and the entrepreneurial spirit, especially in Namibia, this may not only recover from the pandemic in particular, but also thrive. Thank you, Prof. The use of mobile devices, such as tablets, smartphones in particular, some other as well, and social media networks, such as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp in particular, has actually created a demand for digital transformation. Thanks, Prof. Background. This paper also addresses the crucial roles of entrepreneurship and digitalization. It recognizes the need for reliability, internet connectivity, what we're actually struggling with, and the demand for government support that may arise from the digital transformation in education. Now, given the expanding environment of international travel and education, these hospitality and tourism institutions must contend with the rising demand for sustainability and adaptation in particular. Now the scope. Can you move a little bit up, Prof? Yes. The main issue is the need to arise the hospitality and tourism industry's sustainability. This includes natural, ecological, and cultural factors to ensure its long-term resilience in the wake of the epidemic. Furthermore, in order to promote sustainable entrepreneurship in hospitality and tourism education, the study emphasizes the significance of educators remaining up to date with emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, cloud computing, and others, just to give you an idea. Now, when it comes to the literature and so on, we focused on various literature and so on, in particular with Varotsis, Jelinek, Garrigo, Simon, Imtiaz, Kim, and so on. And here in particular, the outbreak sustainability has emerged as a key subject in literature on international travel, perhaps as a result of global pandemic during the past 2 years. Over the past 10 years, the tourism sector's component of digital entrepreneurship has experienced tremendous growth, and the rise in the demand of high quality tourism services has also tremendously risen. There is increased competition in the tourism market and also growth, and then eventually new digital and entrepreneurship models are actually being noticed. Thank you, Prof. Next one. Next one, Prof. The introduction incorporating social, mobile, analytics, cloud computing, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and blockchain technologies, to mention a few, has actually been incorporated, and these connectivity technologies are lately in demand. Entrepreneurial orientation requires a lot of resources in business, in the hospitality sector, not always allocate resources to functional units in particular. And Carl Munzer in 2018 actually also affirmed that hospitality companies' entrepreneurial practices might take on new ways, and so on in particular. Thank you, Prof. Now, the research objectives in particular focused on assess the role and the impact of entrepreneurship in enhancing the sustainability of hospitality and tourism education in the post-COVID-19 era in Namibia. We also want to, in actual fact, investigate the influence of digitization and innovation on the resilience of hospitality and tourism in Namibia, identify and develop strategies for promoting sustainable tourism education with an emphasis on natural, ecological, and cultural sustainability through entrepreneurship-focused education. And then last but not least, examine the challenges and basically opportunities and prerequisites for the successful implementation of digitization and innovation in hospitality and tourism education, considering the factors as stable internet connectivity, government support, and the adaptability of academia to meet evolving student needs. Thank you, Prof. Our research questions was to what extent does entrepreneurship contribute to sustainability? How do digitization and innovation influence the resilience of hospitality and tourism education in Namibia? Number 3, what strategies can be implemented to promote sustainable tourism education in Namibia with a focus on enhancement of natural, ecological, and cultural sustainability through entrepreneurship-based approaches? And then last, what are the key challenges and requirements for successful digitization and innovation in hospitality and tourism education in Namibia, considering factors like internet connectivity, government support, and the changing student demands? Now, the research methodology here in particular that we focused on was a qualitative research design. We had interviews and it was conducted with 20 stakeholders, in particular in hospitality and tourism. An unstructured interview guide was utilized for data gathering, and the participants in particular included hotel and tourism industry managers. We focused on lecturers, and we focused on students in particular. In terms of the data analysis, a thematic analysis was used to turn unstructured data into structured data in order to identify, in particular, also recurring occurrences. The data were analyzed and categorized using a textual analysis, transcriptions, handwritten notes, and then audio recording were used to document data. The thorough, broad, and nuanced data that was acquired was used to develop conclusions, and we also gained a deeper knowledge of the phenomenon being studied by evaluating the results in the context of the entire study. When it comes to the findings, a summary of the findings actually focused on international and collaboration, internationalization and collaboration, in particular to shed light on the opportunities and strategies for Namibia's higher education institutions to revitalize the hospitality and tourism industry. The second point focused on business incubation incentives through government in particular. Here, it was to encourage innovation and to create an environment that is supportive of entrepreneurs, and the Namibian government should adopt initiatives for business incubation that are specifically tailored to the hotel and tourism industry in particular. Enhancing collaboration on online and remote learning also came forth and played a vital role. And this was basically advancing the skills and knowledge of individuals interested in the hospitality and tourism industry, particularly in the rural areas of Namibia. Continuous curriculum development also came forth, and the re-curriculation of curriculums. This inquiries under the category curriculum development offered thorough guidelines for Namibian universities and colleges to to create current pertinent curricula and training programs that meet the changing demands of the hospitality and tourism sector. Digital transformation and innovation also came forth. And last on this one, support for integration of digital innovations and technologies. Respondents offered insights into how higher education institutions can support the adoption and integration of digital innovations and technologies in the hospital and tourism sector in response to questions about support for the uptake and the integration of digital innovations. When it comes to the contribution, the study contributes to the current discourse on the link between entrepreneurship and digital transformation in tourism. The study also contributes to the literature of innovation and work-based learning, integration in particular, with a particular focus on entrepreneurship. In terms of the recommendations include promotion of technology and digital literacy, setting up innovation hubs on campuses in particular, the integration of digital innovations and technology into the curriculum in line with market demands to solve and to respond on their needs and the current trends, ensure that students are competent in utilizing computers, the internet, and common software programs in particular. And then eventually digital marketing and promotion tactics should also include the search engine optimization, content marketing in particular, and social media marketing. In conclusion, the paper concludes that utilizing entrepreneurship in the digital innovation shift will significantly influence the sector's resilience and sustainable future in the digital era. Hotel and tourism workers should have access to opportunities for appropriate training and skill upgradation. Through the use of virtual reality technologies, tourists may virtually experience Namibia's natural beauty and enhance their pre-travel experiences. Working with virtual reality, content creators may help business owners spark curiosity and inspire wanderlust, which will ultimately lead to an increase in bookings and visitor numbers in particular. While entrepreneurs can create innovative, long-lasting enterprises, technological developments can enhance the entire tourist experience. Well, I'd like to thank you very much, and I'd like to pose for any questions at this particular junction in particular. And I'd like to thank the panel for this opportunity to be able to present this study in particular.
Thank you, Gerald. Now, in first place, how many institutions of higher learning offers course on hospitality and tourism? Gerald?
Prof, excuse me, can you just repeat your question? I haven't heard that clearly.
No, how many institutions of higher learning offers courses on hospitality and tourism?
Prof, when it comes to Namibia, there are quite a number of institutions that offers hospitality and tourism related courses, especially in Namibia. In Namibia in particular, we have 2.5 million people. However, 50% of the population, approximately 50% of the population is actually unemployed. However, our tourism industry, hospitality and tourism industry is right now vibrant. It has really come up after COVID-19, and you can actually see that the industry is now moving to higher heights, especially after the COVID era in particular. And quite a number of establishments and institutions have actually now started off with hospitality and tourism training. And in particular, they've also set up their own institutions. However, some of these institutions, they are only focusing on level 1 and 2, level 3 and level 4. They don't cater for the higher levels in particular. However, the school where I am focused on level 5 onwards.
Okay, Gerald, your study covers the whole country or only any particular region?
The study in particular here focus only on the central areas, which is Windhoek, the capital city.
No, because your title is very general. If I look at the country, if I look at the title, it means your study covers the whole country. So please narrow down to the area of your study. And of course, I agree that entrepreneurship and innovation will definitely revitalize your hospitality and tourism sector. Okay, thank you very much, Gerald. I hand back over to Professor Dr. Asif.
Thank you very much, Prof. That is noticeable and I appreciate the idea. I will definitely refocus on that. Thank you, Prof. Mavani.
I think what Mr. Gerald can do, you can add on, after you have finished your title with COVID-19 era, you can give a column and say a case of, the capital, for example, or
yes,
a case of selected institutes, for example. So that is what it will make the title look fine, right? And then focus on.
Thank you very much, Prof. I will definitely do that, Prof. Thank you very much. Yes.
Thank you so much from the media.
Thank you very much, Prof. Thank you very much, professors. I really appreciate this.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Gerald. So we have come to the end of our day 2 of the presentation. And in fact, day 2 is the final day of this international conference. To summarize our day 2 conference presentations, I would like to request our member of the panel, Associate Professor Bipin Chandra, to conclude on the summary of day 2 of the presentation. Over to you, Prof.
Thank you, Prof. We have just concluded the day 2 of the international conference on business management and entrepreneurship, organized by business management and entrepreneurship. And the theme of our conference was, as said yesterday, sustainable digital business management and entrepreneurship as an integrated dimension in the post-pandemic era. Now, today we had presenters from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 countries, and there were supposed to be 14 presenters, but one could not make it due to some unforeseen circumstances. So we had 13 presenters, and I would like to say that all the presenters were very enthusiastic and very knowledgeable, and I too have learned a lot from the presentations that was presented by the various speakers from different countries. And I was so engrossed in this presentation that I forgot that I had not taken my lunch. But that hunger did not arise because of the excitement that I had with my speakers. So I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to each and every speaker, even though I may have made some comments, but I made these comments with good intention. It's up to the speakers to whether to accept my comments or not, but I did my duty as a moderator. And I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to Professor Dr. Asif for giving me an opportunity to become a moderator for the past 2 days. Thank you very much. And that's from me, Prof. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Prof. For the panelists, our moderator for our both days of the conference. And indeed, Prof, I also had forgotten to take my lunch, and it's still on my table, but could not get a scope. But we'll have it together, and e-lunch invitation to all our participants here. When we see each other, we'll have a face-to-face lunch as well. Okay, that brings me to the last part of today's session. That is actually a vote of thanks. So first of all, I would like to start with saying that in this both the days of conference, we had over day one, 5.5 hours of academic presentation. And today, day two, is almost 4 hours of academic presentations. In total, we have 9 hours of academic presentations in both these days. So both these days, 9 hours of presentation, that means is over 540 minutes of, I would say, marathon academic learning, intellectual journey that we have had. From out of 32 papers, we had 31 papers being presented. Yesterday, all 18 out of 18 were presented, and today, unfortunately, one paper could not be presented, maybe for some unforeseen reason. And in both the days, in total, we had participants presenting papers from 11 countries at the ICBU ME 2023. So, ladies and gentlemen, dear researcher, participant, and attendants, it's a good afternoon, evening, morning somewhere from here in Malaysia. It is my distinct privilege and honor to stand before you to deliver the vote of thanks for this remarkable international conference on business management and entrepreneurship. As the curtain draws to a close on this international event, it is imperative that we take a moment to express our heartfelt gratitude to all those who have made this conference an immense success. First and foremost, my deepest gratitude goes to our distinguished keynote speaker, Professor Dr. Sulochana Nair yesterday, and the panelist moderator, Professor Bipin Chandra, who has shared their knowledge, expertise, and experience with us. Your insight have been enlightening and inspiring, shaping the future of business management and entrepreneurship. Your dedication to imparting wisdom and fostering innovation is truly commendable. I would also like to extend our sincere appreciation to all the participants from different corners of the globe to be a part of this conference. Your active participation and engagement have enriched the discussions and debates, making this conference a melting pot of diverse perspectives and ideas. My gratitude also extends to the organizing committee and the volunteers who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure the smooth execution of this conference. Your dedication and meticulous planning have been instrumental in creating an environment conducive to learning and networking. A special thank to the Binary University Management and the Center of Advancement of Management, CAM, and the Asia Center for Entrepreneurship, ACE, at the Binary University for the involvement and encouragement in promoting research and innovation in the field of business management and entrepreneurship. Your support in fostering the next generation of thought leaders and entrepreneurs is invaluable. Lastly, but certainly not least, I want to thank each and every one of you, the attendees in both these days. Your presence, enthusiasm, and commitment to the pursuit of knowledge and excellence in business management and entrepreneurship have made this conference a resounding success. Your questions, discussions, and interactions have created an atmosphere of intellectual curiosity and collaboration that will undoubtedly have a lasting impact on our respective fields. In conclusion, the International Conference on Business Management and Entrepreneurship has been a testament to the power of collective wisdom and collaboration. As we leave here today, let us carry with us the knowledge, insights, and inspiration gained from this event, and let it fuel our endeavor in the world of business and entrepreneurship. Thank you once again, everyone who has contributed to the success of this conference. We look forward to the future collaborations and continued growth in the field of business management and entrepreneurship. Thank you all. Thank you very much, and see you in our next international conference in 2024. Have a blessed day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Professor.
you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Let us take a
Bye.
quick screenshot of the picture, please. Those who are present here. I will kindly
Okay.
request all of you
Okay.
to, I kindly request all of you to switch on your camera so that we can take a picture. Just one moment, please.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you. Just switch on your camera and we'll take one all picture together.
Smile.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes,
Just one moment. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you,
Yes.
Prof.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
so much.
I love you. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. See you.
Thank you
See you.
so much.
Bye.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you so much.
Professor.
Thank you. Bye-bye. See you. All the
Bye-bye.
best to everyone.
Thank
All
you,
the best.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Have a
Professor.
good lunch, sir. Thank
All
you.
the best to you all. Keep on researching, keep
Thank
on
you.
publishing, and keep
Okay,
in
no
touch.
problem.
And let us see
Thank
your
you.
all
Bye-bye.
publication going through up. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.